Yeah, I do this. I'm almost the opposite of that, where I'll almost stick to the same thing, almost probably for too long.
Yeah.
I don't know what's right or wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. Like it reminds me kind of like how I started fighting. I told my parents, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna fight,"
Yeah,
but I just kept it casual. It was just a decision that I made, and they didn't take me serious at first.
yeah,
They're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, cool, whatever you say."
yeah. Dude, no one takes you serious in the beginning. They're just like, oh, okay, that's cute.
Yeah,
Like you're doing this thing.
yeah. Well, I guess I did not show that excitement and
Mm-hmm.
like blow up internets and I'm
Yeah,
gonna do this, blah 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 blah. It's like, no, I'm gonna do that, and
yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh, wait, so he is doing it. He wasn't like joking."
Right. Yeah, because you didn't announce it
Yeah,
to the whole world.
yeah.
People like to do that, man. It's all about the hype. Everybody loves the hype. They're like, man. It's like the honeymoon phase. Everybody loves the honeymoon phase of whatever it is that they're doing. You know what I mean? You see it all the time in martial arts, right? People
Yeah.
come to the gym, they're super excited. They're gonna train 2 times a day, every day, and then once that excitement wears off.
Few times I forgot who I told that to. I think it was like newer people, but they were like my friends as well. Whenever they, I think, started working out or got into some martial arts, I was like, "You're gonna get super excited.
Yes.
Try to drop that excitement a little bit because I feel like if you're gonna go in with a little bit less excitement and a little bit more realistic
Yeah.
mindset, then I feel you're gonna kind of like stay in it a little bit more versus, oh, I'm gonna get so excited, I'm gonna go in first day, everything is so great, and excitement drops and you just don't want to do that no more.
Right.
So I felt sometimes it's better to go in feeling casual,
Yeah.
and then if you like that, cool, because most likely you're gonna feel the same way the next day,
Yeah.
like with the same excitement,
Right.
because excitement will always go down. Try to keep the same excitement on
Yeah.
every single day on like a new thing that you like. It's gonna go down.
Yeah. Stay baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because that makes sense. If you come in and your expectations are so high, no matter what it is you're doing, you have these crazy high expectations because you're just so excited. Quickly, reality is gonna smack you in the face, and you're gonna realize like, holy shit. Because we always overestimate
Hmm.
things. We always feel like we're gonna be better at something than we are, or we're gonna learn it faster than we will. And then you get in there and it's like, holy shit, this is gonna take a long time. And especially with fighting, you get your ass kicked. Like
Hmm.
literally, you get your ass kicked.
Hmm.
I think, dude, something popped up in my memories or some shit, and it was like from early when you first started training, and I think I was bigger than you, bro, or close to the same size.
Yeah.
And now you're way bigger than me. So I
Yeah.
was looking at that, I'm just like, I can remember a time like I could like you were new, so it wasn't like equal playing field, but like
Hmm.
physically, I could do something with you.
Hmm.
And then now, it's not even a fucking option. Like you would maul me, bro.
Not in gi.
It's so weird. Well,
In gi,
gi's different. Jiu-jitsu's different. I'm just
yeah.
talking about fighting.
Yeah.
When you showed up, like we sparred.
Hmm.
It's just so weird just to see. You know, like you took the slow and steady path, right? And man, just physically, dude, you're just so fucking big now.
I I was thinking about that the last few days. It's like, what was I a couple days ago? I got on the scale in the morning. It was like 229. I mean, I had a big breakfast, but still, I'm like, huh. I'm like steady, high in up in 220s.
Yeah,
Well, before it was just like low 220s.
proportionally, you look the same. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, like, like one thing didn't outgrow the other.
Right.
You
Yeah.
grew equally, right? So
Yes.
it's obvious. Like it was a slow, natural progression. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like you're not out there drinking the juice type shit. But it's like it's fucking. You just packed on. How much you think you probably gained? Like probably like 4 or 5 pounds a year.
Something like that. And literally that same progression was always. I got stuck in mid 220s for like few years. Well, for quite some time. Because my freshman year, I was 180. 10th grade was 95. 11th grade, I was like, all right, hitting 200. Senior year, I was like 205. Freshman year in college, 215.
Just
And
steady
like,
going.
and they just kept going up by like few pounds every single year. It never just blew up. But for past 2 years, I guess just because I'm fighting at 205 and just
Yeah.
thinking about that weight class, subconsciously I just kind of stick around 225 versus,
Mm.
all right, let's just try to keep getting bigger, because that's what it was for years. I just wanted to get bigger, bigger, bigger,
Right.
bigger. Right now it's like, sure, okay, let's get big, but I still gotta remember, gotta make 205.
Yeah.
So it kind of just that keeps me in like mid 220s.
That's a good move. That's a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So then, you, like, your eating's probably tapered off then.
No.
No, you still.
I eat just as much, and maybe that's why I'm just like slowly going up. Plus, I'm sure metabolism is going down a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, Plus, I think I'm trying to be a little bit smarter with off season, on season, like
Mm.
just doing extra. Because before, when I was younger, it's like, okay, nonstop all the time, so I would like burn much, much more calories. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, I still go, 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 but maybe it's a little bit more strength training. Maybe I'll take a little break if I need to. So
Yeah.
I'm getting my body to recover a little bit more when it's not time to like
Yeah.
turn it on and get ready for the fight.
Right.
So I do get, I guess, a little bit bigger on the off season.
You're in such a different point in your career though, right? In the beginning, it's all just like it's there's so much urgency in the beginning of a career, right? It's man, one you feel like you're never gonna make it, or not necessarily like you're never gonna make it, but you just don't know when like that thing is gonna come. But you know, like that's where like you're going to go. Like I'm working to get to this place, but to get to this place, I need to do like X, Y, and Z. And sometimes it feels like you can't do X, Y, and Z fast enough. Where it's like, all right, I need to get fights, but fights are falling through. It's like, how am I supposed to get these fights? Like, I need to do these things. And then it's like, oh man, I need to get better at striking. But it's like, man, all right, I only have so much time to get better at striking. So it can feel like time is like against you. So like a lot of fighters have this sense of urgency where they need to do everything. Like you have to
Yeah.
get as many fights as you can. You have to train as much as you can. So you have to learn everything. But like now you're in this established place, right? Where it's not like, all right, well now you're fighting with Bellator, and you know it's like, all right, so we're gonna be like 3 or 4 fights a year with those guys, and it's like you're not worrying about making it to the next level. It's like you're at the level, and then you're
Hmm.
also not worried about where is the next fight coming from because you know it's coming from Bellator.
Yeah.
So that helps you probably with like your preparation and training and shit.
It does, but it it does get you a little bit more comfortable too,
Mm,
which is not good.
yeah,
And
like
I
a
think that's
double-edged
what happened
sword.
with my last one. Like we'll get into that soon, but like I think I got too comfortable. My first fight is like, oh my God, we're doing something awesome. I just got signed for Bellator. Cool. Like,
Right. Still that same sense of urgency.
yeah, so you still go, 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 but now it's like it's becoming normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I'm with Bellator. Like, yeah, it's been a while. I'm with them. So it's, and you do get comfortable and you just treat every fight as in just a fight. But that excitement of like the first Bellator fight, it's kind of not there now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's what kind of, well, not really what happened with my last fight. It's weird when people say like I have no excuses, but then they start lining stuff in order of like what
Yeah,
went wrong,
I do that all the time. No excuses, but this is what happened.
which is fine, but it's you can't like I could say no excuses and we could have like okay, no more conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is interesting to listen what like played out with like the fight week, this and that.
Yeah.
It's cool, like, and I want people to like know like just the experience of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it could sound like, oh, he's making excuses, but it's like, I
Y-
don't care about it. I mean,
yeah.
because there was much more stuff. For example, I think like I barely was even thinking about the fighting.
Mm.
It was like so much social media. I was just happy, distracted. I was like, this is cool. Like this is good. Like it's keeping me distracted away from the fight and like all the nerves and stuff. I'm just having a good time. Everyone's so awesome, getting lots of attention. Cool. Um, so with that, I did like make a note that it's like, okay, I'm a little distracted, but it's good. I know I can turn it up.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like all that extra hee hee ha ha, all the interviews, this and that, I feel I feel you need to stay in your room a little bit and like think about it and dwell on it a little bit. You
Yeah.
kind of have to like suffer a little bit to get ready for the fight versus be all happy and this and that. And like when I got the title fight, so many people were reaching out, which everybody said a lot of people gonna reach out to you.
Hmm.
But and you're thinking about it, it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna have like 100 messages a day or something. But I did not notice how like, damn, it's like I'm trying to like put it in the words. It came in natural without noticing of how people were
Mm.
reaching out.
Yeah.
It's like everyone said, people gonna be reaching out, you're gonna be bothered left and right, this and that. And people were talking to me, and I'm like, oh, like this is nice. Like people supporting me. Everybody's like wishing me luck. Everyone's trying to talk to me. Oh, that's so nice of them. Da 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 da. And after the whole shebang was done, I'm thinking, I'm looking back, I'm like, wait a minute, that was way more attention than ever. That's what people were talking about
Right.
all the attention, this and that. And I did not notice. I was enjoying it and it was cool. And I guess I'm a nice guy, so I was just going with it.
Right.
But not until the end, I realized it's like, oh, that's what people were talking about. That everyone's gonna come at you from different directions. Everybody's gonna want to be buddy buddy, which I can't blame them. I mean, if I have a friend who I haven't talked to in a while and they make something awesome and they do something great,
Yeah.
I want to reach out and congratulate them. And
Yeah.
just because it's like, hey, I know this guy from high school. I don't really want to like be friends again or like sneak in a way to like take your money or whatever. But I do want to like reach out and congratulate you.
Right.
So, and that's what was done like to me by other people. And like others say like, oh, like they're gonna try to get at you, which I don't bel I'd say maybe 95% of people don't. They
Yeah.
just want to say congrats, da da da, wish you well.
Right.
I've known you since high school, haven't talked to you since then, but it's cool to reach out and just wish you luck.
Right.
Um, so that did happen, and just because I guess I knew like they weren't trying to come at me to get something, it just felt like a nice gesture. But it was so many people reaching out that it was like eventually I did realize like, oh, like this does count as whatever I was warned about.
Yeah. It
It,
steals your time.
it steals your time, it steals your focus,
Right.
and with each fight, well, everybody always says, "Oh, I enjoy the process." It's like, so I should not be thinking about the fighting. So like, which one is it?
You
Because
should enjoy the process of like the media and the attention and everything that comes along with like the big fight.
um, yes,
Okay.
and yeah, enjoy the process of like the whole fighting because you're not gonna be fighting forever, this
Oh,
and that.
okay. Yeah.
But when I hear that, it's like, whoop, trying to take the hoodie off.
Yeah, no worries. Well, dude, that's probably coming from people who don't who would just be happy to be there.
Yes, and I guess they don't want to see me like worried too much about it, but
Mm,
I can't fight if I don't worry about it. It's like my mind
right.
needs to be locked up in it. So that's like one of the things I noticed, and I think that's what got my ass beat because I think, yeah, my mind wasn't in it like at all, and right now I'm like still mad about it. I'm still thinking about
You're
it.
gonna think about that for a long time,
Oh fuck, forever.
forever.
Um,
He's a really good fighter. You are too. Like you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Which
but I should be.
you should. Yeah, I know. Like This is coming from a third party who like didn't experience the
Yeah,
thing, right? Man, yeah. So it's like you don't want to make excuses, but you do have to acknowledge like the like the realities and like
right.
and just the facts of like what happened, right? So I always have a hard time with that too because I think when it crosses over into an excuse is whenever you start like using that as like a crutch or a reason
Hmm.
why something didn't happen. But if you're just like, well, this and this and this didn't happen, maybe I can do better about this next time. And you just acknowledge it. I don't think it's necessarily like a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that media shit, man, that'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff because to your point, it sounds like you feel that you need to just ruminate and just really be thinking about the fight all the time, right? And I can definitely like agree with that. It helps to be thinking about that thing and like to visualize and to like have like that conversation with like yourself, and like to
Mhm.
play out the scenarios and just to really be in it
Mhm.
and to have that distraction. It probably felt good in the moment, I would imagine, right? Because like that stress sucks. People don't
It
know what it's
does.
like walking around with stress for 3 months
Yeah.
about this one event,
Yeah.
and you're fighting one of the best in the fucking world.
Yeah.
It's like the best in the world.
And because in the beginning of my career, I was always stressed. I would think about the fight, just, oh my God, I would suffer, but I would perform.
Hmm.
Okay, my mind would be in it. So I guess like that's the way it need to be. But I never liked the stress. Like I'm trying to find that perfect balance, and everyone else is talking about that balance and finding that medium ground of being focused but yet still enjoying stuff. So I guess I was trying to find that enjoy stuff part. And I guess with that, it just kind of I went overboard with enjoying it. Like,
Hmm.
oh, this is cool, this and that. And then I'm walking by the hallway, see Nemco walking by, just him and his teammate, and I'm like, he ain't got no crowd right now. With me, it's like we had some. This was the first time I had like so many people to eat lunch with and go,
Mm.
and everyone's like, let's do this, let's do that, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, this is definitely more action than I did before. Cool, it's distracting, but shit, I'm not even thinking about the fight now.
Yeah.
And so, and interviews, I guess they were cool, and I could completely deal with it.
Yeah.
Uh, Now that it's like that I went through, it's like, okay, enjoy, but keep your mind on the fight. I remember like, I, well, pretty much every single interview that we did, I went to the room. I stayed there for like a while. I was doing interviews. Nemkov had to go in next. So when I left the room, Nemkov goes in. 2 minutes later, he comes out. I'm like, damn, like that was quick. Like
Hmm.
I guess they can't interview him. He can't speak English, but at the same time, it doesn't wear on his head. He's
Yeah.
just focused on the fight. He doesn't have to talk to nobody. While I'll take interviews from anybody. People were
Right.
just coming up to me like, "Hey, Julius, can we do something?" I'm like, "Of course,
Right.
let's do it. It's part of the job."
Well, and you were a last minute replacement into the tournament. So I would imagine that they have to get a shit ton of content on you as fast as possible to really build this fight.
They brought cameras twice. The countdown. They were here for 2 days, and showtime was for a day here. So it was definitely, oh man, I need to go now and talk to people. But it was cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather have all that happen now than later, because I am gonna have to deal with all of this.
It's going to
So
happen again.
it's gonna happen again. So can I use it as an excuse? Absolutely not. Uh, I'm taking it as a learning thing
Yeah.
because it is gonna happen. But so I'd rather happen all the stuff
Hmm.
now, all the attention, so I know how to deal with it. So it's not an excuse if eventually you have to deal with it.
It's just a part of the
It's just a
journey.
part of the journey, yeah.
What do you do next time different?
Um, Media stays the same. Everything stays the same. It once during the fight week, everybody's gonna be trying to talk or let's go lunch there, let's go do this, let's go do that. I will just be like, no, you guys go. I
Yeah.
need to stay in my room. Oh, you can't dwell on it. Fuck you. Like, yes, I do need to. I
Yeah.
can't fight other way. I remember it was a fight day, and I was like in my room trying to get my head ready. I got a text from either Mike or Quentin, and like we still had time, plenty time. And the message like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get my head straight." All right, cool. We'll be in 15 minutes. We'll be in your room in 15 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is literally what I just said. I'm trying to get my head right.
Yeah.
So I don't need no people around me. Like, like I need to focus.
Right.
I need to focus. And I mean, it's not really on them. Like I should have said it. So next time I think I'll just be like, nope, you guys go eat. I don't need all of this. We went to eat late so many times.
Really.
And I guess I had full control of everything. well, not late, late, but like we would get in the van, we drive, we like order. There's like tons of people everywhere, and I wasn't thinking about the fight. I mean, sure I was, and I was like in shape and ready, but you need that alone time for like meditation and thinking about it, thinking about all the crazy moments, and like, because I mean, meditation and thinking about it is kind of like practice.
Yeah, you got to
You you
visualize.
you're creating stuff in your head, you're creating scenarios in your head,
Yeah.
and after a while, that's a lot of scenarios in your head. So you already like improved by a little bit
Yeah.
just by thinking about it.
Yeah, there's a study on that. There's actually this example where there was this guy who was taken as like a prisoner of war,
Hmm.
and throughout the time, I can't remember how long it was, but the entire time, what he did was he played like his favorite course in golf. He would just play that course, like those 18 holes. And then when he finally was home and saved and rescued or whatnot, he went and played that same course, and I think he shot probably like better than he's ever played before.
Hmm.
And it was just from that visualization,
Yeah.
constantly like going through the motions. We actually have what's called mirror neurons,
Hmm.
where when we see things, it's like we're actually doing them. So like when you're watching fighting, for example, like these mirror neurons will like imitate that, and for you, especially because you have the experience of fighting, it's like you're really fighting. I'm sure
Right.
you do that. Like when you watch fighting, you feel like you're fighting.
Yeah.
Like me too, all the time. So it's like there is something to that. So you can actually get like real benefit, noticeable, like measurable benefits
Hmm.
just from visualization and like going through it mentally.
Hmm. See, I think that's gonna be like a thing I'll do next time. Everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, let's go eat." You guys go eat. I'll go to the store. I'll make food.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
yeah.
I don't want to.
No, Julius, you gotta do it the way we say you're supposed to do it.
No, I think I was just being nice and just kind of going
Yeah.
with it. I mean, they always will asking me, Julius, what do you want to do? It doesn't matter.
Right, yeah, it's kind of going with the flow.
Just going with the flow. But
Yeah.
I think this was good. Um, Learning, and yeah, I'll just do it different next time.
Yeah.
Um, what else I was gonna say about it? Damn, I had another thought about changing something, and it flew out of my head. Forgot. Ask me a question.
Well, you look good, dude. Fucking, I mean, obviously you've probably heard it a million times. Like you tagged the motherfucker like hard and dropped him. They tried to say like he wasn't hurt. That fool was fucking hurting, bro. He was hurt. He was scared.
That was the
You do
first.
that. We've talked about this. You do that to everybody in that first round. I've told you this. You hit people and they get scared and they wrestle you.
He was the first one who looked so scared
He
than
was.
anyone who I fought.
You saw it.
I saw, and I mean, everything flew out of the window. Like all my ego just took over. I felt like I was back in college where I would shoot from a mile away and
Mm-hmm.
you can see everything.
Really?
Yeah. I so when I clipped him, I was like, okay. I clipped him. He's he's probably not hurt. He's a champion. He'll be fine. Okay, you got 5 rounds. Don't gas yourself out by trying to go go go. You just clipped him, just like you always clip people. Just do the same thing. You're gonna clip him again and
Mm-hmm.
again, and just stay with that. Uh, so I made that decision within like that second. I'm just like, all right, just don't go bananas. Just clip him like how you just did. Um, and then when stuff like started like not going my way, I just like lost everything from my head. I was just like, screw this, everything. I knew he was gonna take me down. Oh, like yeah, before that I was just marching. I was just walking forward and he was like, oh
Yeah.
shit in his
Yeah.
eyes. And I just was walking forward. I didn't care about getting hit or anything. And I knew he was gonna take me down. I knew he was gonna take me down, and I'm just like, F this, I don't care. I'm walking forward, I'm putting my hands on him.
Mm-hmm.
Versus how I was with Palisi. Punch, punch, be ready to sprawl. Punch, punch, get back to distance. Punch,
Mm.
back to distance. Punch, punch,
Mm.
get ready to sprawl. Get ready to sprawl. Punch, get ready to sprawl. Punch, punch, get ready to sprawl.
Yeah.
With Nemkov, I was just like, screw this, walk, try to hit him.
It's
And I
all
knew he was
punch.
gonna take me down. I wasn't even like level dropping. and he would like go under. I was like, yep, I predicted this was gonna happen in the next 5 seconds, and it did, and
Yeah.
I did nothing about it.
Yeah.
So it was just me fighting like an amateur, just dumb.
Well, man, dude, you hit him, he fell for a second, and then like you hit him again, and like he was almost like he was about to like I feel like if he didn't slow that fight down after like that second time you hit him really fucking hard.
I don't remember the sec. I didn't even watch the fight.
If I remember correctly, maybe I'm remember wrong. Like you clipped him and it kind of wobbled him for a second, and in that moment, like that's usually that moment where like a lot of people probably would have like rushed in, but you stayed real calm and you came again, and then you hit him again, and that's whenever I think it like really dropped him. Like you wobbled him and then you dropped him,
Huh.
and then after the second time though, and they were pretty close in succession. That's whenever he went right for that takedown. And but it was like you hit him, and where a lot of people probably would have like rushed him, you kind of stayed real relaxed, like you just said, and you hit him again, and then kind of just more of the same. So do you think that if you get the opportunity in a fight, which you will, you're gonna hit somebody like that? I mean, do you think like you wouldn't give them so much time to breathe? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe try mauling them there. You ever thought about that?
Uh, yes, but I definitely wanted to do it under circumstances of me being in control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, I could rush it. Like, I saw the little highlight where I clipped him, and I didn't just go bananas on him,
Yeah.
but I closed the distance pretty fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried to hit him correctly again. So maybe just do that faster because I definitely
Mm.
don't want to feel bad about making a mistake and going too wild and like doing
Right.
something dumb.
Right.
Could that win me a fight? Very possible.
Yeah.
Because then, yeah, you just go for the kill. You just go for it. Um, but I think I would. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I lost a fight because I went crazy. I got excited and
Right.
got clipped with something
Right.
stupid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we see that in fights all the time where I clip you, I go and I finish the fight with like some technique go out of the window. Just like I see red, go
Right.
kill, kill, kill. Um,
Well, even if technique's not like crazy going out the window, in my mind,
yeah,
I look at it as like when somebody's in that state and they get clipped, they're not really able to think as well,
right.
right? So if you're able to still keep like good distance and not act crazy, but just fucking just flurry them at that moment, are they able to really can they think fast enough to respond to that
Yeah.
situation? And what I would imagine is going to happen is they're gonna resort to whatever is natural.
Hmm.
So probably going to try to take you down.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where the mistake comes in, right? It's like, all
Yeah.
right, now I'm putting the fucking pressure on you and I'm mauling you. And then now you're going to probably go for like some sort of Hail Mary, which you're going to know either they're going to try to swing on you or they're probably
Hmm.
going to shoot. Most guys are probably going to try to shoot
Yeah.
on you. So in that, I guess in that moment, then it's like, are you being smart enough to like not get taken
Yeah.
down? So then you can finish it. Like I think a lot of mistakes happen right there in that
Hmm.
moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think if you can overwhelm somebody right there, or if somebody gets overwhelmed right there, you see it in a lot of fights. It's just like, man, at that point,
Yeah. I think what one of the things now I just thought about it. One of the things that made me decide not to go crazy, crazy was when I hit him. I didn't think he was too hurt. I
mm,
mean, yes, he got clipped, and yet, yes, like I stung him. But when he got up, I think he was more surprised and freaking out and
right,
trying to like calm down. So I knew he was gonna like right away in my head, okay, he's a champion. He's gonna calm down pretty soon.
and it's a 5 round fight. It's
And
a
it's a
long
5 round
fight.
fight. So and I don't think he was that crazy hurt where he was in trouble.
Mm,
So I was like, okay, he's not like drunk on his feet. He's
yeah,
surprised, but if I rush him, he's gonna figure what to do pretty fast because he has a good mind. He'll calm down. He'll figure his way out. So I
yeah.
think that was like what one of the things that made me decide like, okay, don't go crazy. Just same approach, and you're gonna clip him again.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing as we're talking is what people don't realize is people always say that it's like a high level of chess, but there's so many thoughts and decisions that are going into a fight, like instantly. Like you have to assess all these things and make these decisions real time, really fucking fast.
And the further I go in my career, the more I want to just yell at people who say, "Oh, you should have done this. You should have. Why didn't you do that?" And like it's almost like you can't be mad at them because literally that's what it looks like. You watch TV, it's like, why don't he just punch him? Like if the guy's a grappler, why don't he just punch him? Like no, we'll
Right.
just do this, this, and that. Once you start fighting, you kind of start realizing, okay, yeah, it doesn't work like that. But even if you're fighting and then you get to that crazy moment, like my title fight where it was just like decisions within split second, even if you like starting your pro career, even then you might be like, well, why didn't you do this or that?
Yeah.
So it's definitely like levels of experience just because I knew it doesn't get much better than
Mhm.
him,
Mhm.
like physically and mentally. So it's okay, I clipped him, okay, I rocked him, but no, he's fine. I know he's fine. Just approach again.
Right.
Well, people were like, "Oh, you should have went crazy." I'm like, that's not what how I saw it.
Right. It's like maybe, maybe not.
Maybe
It's like
not.
who knows?
But
And but you weren't there, and you don't have the
yeah,
experience.
and I have to make a calculation with how I saw his eyes and facial expression. I'm like,
Right.
no,
That's the thing
he's good.
nobody sees. Like you saw that only.
Right. So that's why it's like oh man, in every single fight, because even I sometimes fall into being a dumb. And for example, if someone fights, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, and I'm like, Julius, shut up. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. You weren't there.
Right.
It's something different that you don't see, even if it's like some amateur fight, some
Mhm.
first amateur fight. Like, there's no way I should be able to say, oh, you should have done this, should have done that, unless it's like a clear
Yeah.
technical
Sometimes you can, but
mistake
yeah.
in like specific things. But even then, it's like, I don't know what's going on through your mind.
Right.
So,
That's the thing with fighters. You don't know what's going on in their personal
and there
life.
is a lot of going on. Like, so I kind of need to realize that and just keep my mouth shut when it comes to opinions with most people. It's like, no, I wasn't there. Like, even if like it's some amateur fight, like, sure, I could maybe possibly critique and like point you to the right direction, but at the same time, I can't really say much because, yeah, I don't know what's in your mind.
Right.
Even though it's an amateur fight, in your mind, that's a craziest thing that you ever done because it's like one of the first fights.
Right.
So like for you that's like for me a title fight.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, yeah, and you don't know what they're thinking, what they're feeling in that
right,
moment. Like we always just assume that people have unlimited energy to do the thing that we want them to do. But it's
it's
like, hey man,
hard.
you don't know how tired they are in that moment. You don't know what's going on. Yeah, there's just a lot. When you watch fighting in particular, or just anything, it's easy to forget that those like strikes hurt. Like you see somebody get punched and you're like, oh, that wasn't anything. But no, those fucking hurt and they add
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
people forget when you're a spectator that there's a huge input that you're not taking in. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not feeling this thing that's
Yeah.
happening.
It definitely it's like getting knocked out for like split second. I remember when I fought Abdullah something Black Spartan.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
that dude.
I remember he was as far as you are and like you are right now. And next thing I know, I'm looking at the floor and I'm falling. And then I quickly jump back and I'm like, and I hear people yelling. Like, last thing I remember was you being this far away
Right.
and people are yelling. I'm like, whoa, what just happened? Like it felt like the next day,
Mm.
like that knockout. It literally just
You just
cut cuts it clean, cuts the reality clean, and just like this, like the time disappears. So I'm looking at you. Then next thing I know, I'm looking at the floor, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm here in the ring. People are yelling. What just happened? Okay, you have to continue fighting. And then I saw an overhand, and he did clip me with it as well. But that one I saw, and I felt this thing, but it didn't like knock me out for a split moment.
mm.
And I was like, okay, clearly I'm doing something wrong. Single leg.
Yeah.
Then I watched the video where he like got me.
Mm.
He simply walked up to me, threw an overhand right, and my legs buckled. That was it. That's all happened. From outside looking, it's like, oh, Julius got hit, he buckled. But in my mind, I thought it was like the next day,
Yeah.
and I had no idea what hit me, even though he like was like so far away, walked up to me and just boom.
Right. That's
And
the
it
craziest
was
thing.
scary experience. And now every single time I'm watching fights, when people get like buckle drop, I'm like, up. He just went through the same thing, and nobody knows what just happened to him.
Yeah, yeah. You have such a different perspective, right? Because what people don't realize is that when when you're fucking in there, and like I said, when you get knocked out or you get choked out, or even it's like just a flash knockout, like your reality shuts off for a second,
Hmm.
and everything else is going on, and people think you're there. But you see with fighters all the time, they'll finish the fight and they'll be like, I don't remember anything that just happened.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you just got rocked early in the second round, and I don't remember round 3 through 5 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that happens too. They're just autopilot.
I was talking to somebody about um, how um, how strikes feel. Sometimes it's almost like they don't. It's almost like sometimes they don't hurt. Well, especially after you already got hit a few times, and especially if you keep getting hit, they don't hurt no more. But they just take away some kind of nervous control that you have. Like you know how like if I hit you, you go drunk, and suddenly you just like whoa,
Yeah.
like stuff disappears, like that you have control of.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I fought Carl Reed. Yes, for the Contender Series. I was in a double leg. My hands were under his butt. I was pushing him in the cage. He hit me with the elbow. I'm like, okay, that wasn't bad. I can take few. And then he started hitting elbow, 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 elbow to the side of my head. And I was taking them, but after the third elbow and going into fourth and fifth elbow, I'm just feeling like pain was fine, but I'm feeling like I'm disappearing. Like my legs just disappearing.
Yeah.
But it's not like a new thing came and you see the new thing. It's just whatever you have is gone.
Right.
It's almost like, but you can't spot it. Almost like saying like, oh, do you remember? It's almost like if you forget something, you
Mm-hmm.
don't know that you forgot because
Mm,
you simply forgot. It's
right.
gone.
It's
It's
just
not like it's just
non-existent.
not there. You can't point it out what you forgot because it's just gone. So I couldn't point out what was being gone, but I just was feeling like something is disappearing,
Yeah.
and I think my legs are disappearing. And right away, I realized what was happening. I was like slowly getting,
Yeah. It's
uh,
so weird. It's like the body can be like dying, but the mind will put you in a place where you don't realize it
yeah,
until like it's almost too late, kind of.
yeah. And right away, I was like, wait a minute, like something's bad. So I need to finish this double leg right now. And I just finished it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like pain, it was just disappearing of control, which it was hard to notice
Yeah.
because like right now you're sitting, everything is cool, and it's like something is gone and you don't know that it's gone. Like with the forgetting,
Mm-hmm.
it's just gone and you don't know about it. So you have to realize that it's
Say, oh shit, what was that? What was that
yeah,
thing?
kind of borderline when you like go to sleep
Yeah.
and you tapping as right when you go
That's what I
out.
think of. Yeah.
It's like, wait, something is different. I probably should tap, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, and then you
The,
wake up and you're like, oh fuck, I
yeah.
should have tapped.
So it was funny when I was fighting Nemco when he was doing the ground and pound. He was hitting me. I'm like, okay, okay, and I think I looked to the side once, and he hit me, and that one punch did that. But it was weird because I couldn't point it out because I wasn't standing. If I was standing, I'm sure it would have been like, whoa, a
Yeah.
little bit wobbly. But because I was on the ground, just kind of holding on to him,
Mm-hmm.
I did not have to use balance.
Right.
I just had to use like my arms and legs to hold on to him. So whenever he hit me and it wobbled me, but I was already on the floor, I was like for a second, huh, did that just wobbled me? Like this one just felt weird. Like, and then I needed the second to like go back and like control him again. So
Yeah.
like it was bizarre. It's like he hitting me, he hitting me, he hitting me, and then like one snuck through and I'm like, huh, I feel a little different.
Yeah, because you're just so focused on the thing
Yeah.
that you're doing. Man, does it occur to you that you are legitimately in like the best 205 division that there is? Like Bellator has put together like the best 205 division at this point.
It's up there. It's definitely up there. People will ask me when you're gonna go to UFC. I'm like, why?
Why?
I mean, they don't know. That's the thing. But it's slowly pissing. It's slowly starting to piss you off. It's like, oh, when you gonna go to UFC? I'm like, why? Oh, 'cause it's bad. I'm like, the fuck you talking about? Like, they gonna pay my bills?
It's the
It,
perception for
yeah,
whatever reason.
right, exactly. So I was like, yeah, whenever they're gonna pay me more? Like, at the end, it's all about paying bills. But
Yeah,
yes, speaking of that, with the division, it's stacked.
dude, so stacked.
I mean, you got Bader. I mean, he's still a killer.
Still a killer. Corey Anderson, still a monster.
Oh, he'll be a monster for a while.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see him how he goes with Nemkov. And yeah, Nemkov when I fought him, like nothing was magic. I just felt the determination.
Hmm.
He was breathing harder than I was, and I noticed it. And I think, I mean, my mind just kind of spiraled down throughout the whole thing. But he was tired. He was breathing hard, and you could just feel him like trying and just like putting effort into moves and just like he was just like mentally tough.
You felt his determination
He
and
was
his
just he
will.
was just determined, yeah, determined and willing to go. But it's not like he had like amazing cardio. Well, he did. I mean, he had amazing cardio, but he was breathing hard. Like I could feel and hear him trying
Hmm.
as hard as he can. So I'm like, okay, like that's how it is. Um, where was I going with that? Um,
Oh, we were just talking about how stacked the division is, but
that
how it sounded like you're saying like, I mean, you, to me, like maybe it seems like you realize like you're capable like of being at that level.
right,
You're at the same level as those guys. Like you weren't he wasn't like crazy physically better than you. It didn't sound like,
right,
right?
yeah, it was yeah nothing like I haven't seen, and I think I'm just kind of trying to relate that to how I got too comfortable.
Mm.
I got too comfortable. I'm starting to enjoy everything. Blah blah blah. It's like no, f all of you. I need to be doing what I've been doing,
Hmm.
which is stay angry, be annoyed, and just kind of keep thinking about the fight and go fight.
Yeah.
Uh,
So how do you stay hungry? It's like what do you
and
do to stay
stay
hungry?
hungry. So I got kind of carried away with everyone, which at the same time, um, I'm more grateful for that than rather use that as an excuse of why I lost
Hmm.
because I'm still early in my career. Cool, I'll take it. I'm not gonna change it for anything. Great experience, and now I know how I need to approach it. I mean, I did know how I did know anyways how to approach it. I just you got carried away.
Dude, that's a huge fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, not many people get to experience a championship fight. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck, dude, you had to go through it to
Hmm.
learn. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So, like, now next time you'll be better. Like,
yeah,
you're on the same level as all those guys,
yeah,
and you're in a very stacked division. So,
yeah. He didn't do nothing that was different. Like everything he did was simple. Um, and at the same time, me and him both are a little bit bigger guys, so you can do some kind of wizard stuff. He's not gonna pull off some kind of crazy funky moves just because we both bigger. So it's just like okay, position, position, position.
right,
Keep it basic, keep it basic.
right,
So everything he did was simple, and I was like, huh, like yeah, nothing is magic. He's
right.
just trying really hard, and his mind was in it. That was
Exactly.
it. His
Yeah,
mind was in it.
it's not magic, right?
It's not.
It's just the basics.
It's super basic.
That's it. And you
It,
do those really well. He seemed really fast. That seemed to be his. He seemed very quick. Did that not stick out to you?
yes, he did. Like he was fast, but at the same time, I think I was just punching like crap.
Mm.
Like I would just like Mike always says, don't lead with your face, lead with your hands. I mean, that's as simple as it can get,
Yeah.
and I always done it. But this time, I think I was just so screw everything. I'm closing the distance that
Yeah.
I was just worried about closing the distance, getting close to you, and then hitting you,
Hmm.
that I would just literally walk into his punches. Every single time I wanted to punch, I would close the distance. I would be getting hit and
Mm.
stung. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But it would like piss me off even more, and I would just keep doing that.
Yeah.
So like everything fly out the window and
Yeah.
whatever. Can't have all.
You haven't watched the fight yet though.
Nope.
Okay. Are you going to watch the fight?
Yeah, I think I need to face all that.
Yeah. Just whenever
Um,
you're ready though.
I need to definitely face all that. Like, I wasn't in my when you messaged me and you said like you want to do podcasts. I'm like, fuck, we're gonna be talking about the fight and all that shit.
Could have not.
I know, but I need to face that
Mm.
because, I mean, I need to. I'm gonna be seeing highlights of me getting hit, this and that. I rather
Hmm.
have to face. I have to talk about it. Can't just kind of hide.
It's a shitty feeling though.
It
It's like
is.
you don't want to like deal with that, but it's like
You,
that's the thing you got to deal with.
yeah, you don't want to deal with it, but at the same time, over time, it is gonna become normal.
Hmm.
Like all the podcasts talking about losses and why this and that, and seeing videos of you losing. Like over time, that's gonna become normal, and I know it's gonna become normal. So okay, cool. I guess let's learn how to deal with this. So
Yeah.
here I am. But yeah, I was like, damn, we're gonna be talking about this and that. I don't wanna, but
Yeah.
it'll be good. I need to.
Yeah.
I need to. So while most people maybe would be like hiding in the cave, which was my first thought, and which I did at first, for
Yeah.
like the first week, 2 weeks, it's like,
I don't
okay,
blame you.
I'm not showing my face nowhere. Um, but yeah, you just need to no way around it, and most people would just hide, and you do want to do that, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Let's face it. Let's grow better, and let's go back to it.
Yeah. Well, the people who care about you still care about you,
Right,
and then the loss is only temporary because pretty soon you'll just be talking about wins.
right. And 50% of people lose. Who cares?
That's
Like
true.
half of people on that show lost. Like
I know.
how,
That's true. That's
and
true.
I was on the main event and
Listen,
whatever.
at the end of the day, you got paid to fight,
Exactly.
and that is awesome. And you get to pay your bills doing that thing. And you don't have to like
Exactly.
go to the shitty ass 9 to 5 and maybe work in an office or some other building that you just don't want to have to go to every day. You get to go do what you want to do, dude. Like it's pretty
Exactly.
fucking rad.
That is awesome. Sometimes you forget about it,
Yeah.
especially if you did it for a while. It's like, huh, kind of, now I gotta go to practice. I gotta go do this. But then, and I caught myself doing that a few times, and I'm glad I catch myself doing all these, like as in getting like complaining that I need to go to practice.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
Oh,
oh
wow.
man, another practice, another this and that, which is normal if that's what you're doing. But I'm glad I can catch myself doing that and tell myself, no, like this is, you'd rather do this than anything else. You are
Yeah.
lucky right now.
It's like, dude, you get to go to practice right
Yeah, you
now.
get to go to practice. You are lucky doing this. And right away, it's like I think about it. I sit down for 5 minutes. I think through, and all right, cool. Yeah, let's go to practice. Let's go kick ass.
Yeah.
Let's go like get better. Um, so I always like fade away for a little bit, or I catch myself fading away. But once I do that, it's like, wait, it's the wrong way of thinking it.
Yeah.
Like you got it good. Like stop stressing.
Yeah, man. I think it's easy for whatever it is you're doing just to become normal.
Hmm.
And that's why people like they don't realize like when they see people who are doing whatever it is like they want to do, it's like, dude, you're doing this, and this. Like, how are you unhappy or how are you like complaining about this? It's like, man, well, eventually everything just becomes normal.
Right,
Like we're all just human.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just a part of the process. It's back to that question, like how do you stay hungry? How do you keep on it? You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of the process to being successful, man. Just finding those ways to keep yourself engaged.
For a while, I was thinking I need to find some hobby or
Yeah.
something that I would consistently do
Outside of fighting.
outside of fighting. So I would get like my mind is now in something else a little bit, and now I get excited and I go back to practice and I just keep training. So yeah, like this Sunday I'll go hunting for the first time.
Yeah.
So this whole week I've been doing the online certification thing. Finished last night. Um, so like I feel that's gonna be like my new thing.
Hunting's gonna be cool, bro.
Hunting is gonna be cool, and I know I'm gonna get addicted to it. It's gonna be a great way to clear your mind, and I feel it's gonna improve my fighting, because now you stalking the prey, you waiting, like you keep stalking, you're patient, and then you.
Yeah, well, they're gonna put you probably in a tree stand, so you're just gonna.
We're gonna walk.
You're gonna stalk. You're gonna do an actual
Yeah,
stalk.
we're gonna get on the boat. We're gonna like park at different spots.
Oh, that's gonna
So
be fun.
it's gonna be cool. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really, really cool.
Dude, yeah, hunting is like the next thing. I've been talking about forever getting into. I bought a bow, and
Yeah.
I just need to go do it.
Yeah, I always talked about it. I always thought I'm gonna do that freaking certification, but I never did. And yeah, Keith was like, I think Monday. Monday I saw him. He said, "Hey Julius, you want to come Sunday? I need to do my certification, get it done." All right, fine, let's do it. So yeah, that day I hopped on it. I knocked a bunch out. Yeah, was it Monday or Tuesday? Forgot which day I did it. Oh yeah, Monday I started doing it. Yesterday I did some. Well, yeah, last night I finished it. So yeah, it was like, he said between 4 and 6 hours.
Mm,
I think it took me like between 5 and 6.
yeah.
Um, and it was a lot of information. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
Did you do a certification?
I took it whenever I was a kid. I think you can take it when you're like 11 or 13 or some shit like that.
Okay.
I took it when I think like 11.
Does it expire?
No, like the hunter safety course, I don't think that ever expires. You just always have to buy like new tags and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like super excited. Guess we're
Yeah.
gonna get on the boat. We're gonna like watch them.
You guys are
We're
hunting
not
deer,
gonna shoot
right?
from the boat. That's illegal. I was like, we're gonna shoot from those. No, that's highly illegal.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
cool.
poach it. You're gonna be a man and eat the liver raw?
Yes. No. Wait.
Wait, what did you just ask me?
Is that a thing?
Some people do. Some people. So the healthiest portion of any animal is the organ meat. And oftentimes, especially like indigenous people and shit, what they would do is they would eat the liver raw. That's the most nutritious part of an animal. For example, like when wolves get a kill, the alpha wolf always eats the liver first.
If I'll ask Keith.
I'm
If-
not
if-
into eating that shit raw, but some people do.
If he says that that's like the actual thing and part of the hunting, I'll be like, well, I'm here. Want to feel the whole experience of it. All right, let's eat the liver raw. Do I eat the heart raw? Does it need to still be beating? Like
I don't know if Keith and them do that. Some people do though,
Stein,
man.
like keeps the heart.
Yeah, I would still keep all the organ meats
Yeah.
to like cook and eat because
Yeah.
they're like the most nutritious part, really. Liver, the heart. I don't know what else you can really keep. To be honest with you, I'm not that fucking versed.
Yeah,
I just know liver and heart for sure.
yeah. I'll try to definitely keep as much as I can.
Yeah,
I mean, if we shoot anything,
you're gonna
I'll-
shoot something, bro.
Hell
That's
yeah.
gonna be awesome.
It will be.
Hunting's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna take a lot of your time though, being out in the woods and shit.
Yes, but I think it's gonna be needed
Yeah.
to like give that just refresh for your mind. And
I agree.
because I mean, sure, like I can play video games, but I'm in my room. How long can I play video games?
Yeah,
And
that
I do
gets
that all the
old.
time. But now it's like, boom, you're gone in the woods. You don't know when you're gonna be back. Like there is no set schedule. Okay, we're gonna leave exactly at 5 o'clock. No, you might be there a few extra hours.
Yeah.
You don't know. So I guess just like that adventure.
Yeah, plus you're in nature, and like you said, you have that real target. Like there's no certainty out there, so it's like a real challenge. And I can't wait to kill an animal. It sounds like weird to say, right? But it's like just the entire experience of it all, man. You know, like going through that challenge and like finding the animals. Like your heart's gonna probably go fucking crazy, right? And you
Yeah.
gotta like steady your heart down, and then like aim your sights, and then either pull the trigger or fucking release the arrow, whichever one you're doing. But
Yeah.
kill that thing,
Now I kind of want to get a bow too.
dude. I'm all about the bow. I got so sold on that shit so hard. I do shoot my bow. I just need to go actually take it hunting. I enjoy bow. I enjoy archery. I shouldn't say I enjoy bow hunting. I've never been.
I guess bow season is longer.
Bow season's pretty much all the time. Yeah, it's much longer. So like, I shouldn't say all the time because I
Yeah.
know there's, but it's like, for example, it's like 2 months up until rifle season, and then like that rifle season is like
Hmm.
2 weeks long, and then it goes like right back into bow season.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure. So yeah, bow season is like 4 or 5 or 6 months or some shit like that.
Hmm.
It's pretty long.
Okay.
I'm
Would
with
be
it.
exciting.
Yeah, get the fur. Keep the fur. Maybe turn it into like a blanket or something. No,
Um,
not go that far.
I might keep the head,
Mount the head.
mount the head,
Might be interesting.
because why not?
Yeah,
Um, I'm sure later on I'll be like, whatever, let's just get the meat.
I'm
And
all about the meat.
yeah,
You're gonna make like jerky.
oh, everything. I'm just saying that now. I was actually thinking, because like the whole week, that's all I've been thinking about. I was thinking like, okay, what if I get the meat? I'll get all these cuts, different cuts, this and that, or should I just grind the whole meat and just have a bunch of
So much of ground venison.
yeah, and just do that and just mix everything in one and just keep it simple. But I'm sure I'm gonna be experimenting with it left and right.
Just gotta mix it up. Mix
Yeah,
it up, baby.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna be just like one time thing.
Yeah. No, dude, you're gonna go hunting. You're gonna want to do it all the time.
That's
That-
what I heard from
That's what I hear
Gabe.
from everybody.
That's what I heard from Gabe Stein. Like his first experience, he didn't want to shoot it. Now he's just killing machine.
There's a lot of things to hunt too, not just deer, right? There's turkey season. You can go wild boar hunting. Not in Missouri. You can't hunt boar in Missouri. They don't allow us to do it.
Okay.
But like most states, because a boar is it's like a nuisance. It's like an intrusive species most places. Like they
Mm.
weren't really here, but pigs, like, they replicate so fast.
Mm.
So for example, in places like Texas, they go in like helicopters and just mow these things the fuck down
Yeah.
with yeah, with like a machine gun, just kill them, like, because they're just such an invasive species. So most places you can go and hunt them. They don't allow you to do it in Missouri because they want to actually eradicate them. Like, we want to get rid of them. So if you allow hunting, they'll probably encourage people to like keep them around. So that's why they don't allow hunting here in Missouri of wild boar. But you can hunt wild boar a lot of fucking places.
Wait, don't let you. They don't let you hunt in Missouri, but they want to keep them. Wait.
No, we want to kill them. We want to eradicate
Oh,
them.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So they don't let people like hunt them because then people would probably try to keep them around so that way you can keep hunting them
Okay.
as opposed to just killing them and then they just be gone.
All right, so let's just have one hunting season.
Just
Let's
one
just
crazy hunting season.
This one season, hey, everybody get in one line
Dude.
and walk.
Dude, people get crazy killing those things. I can only imagine just throw like a grenade in like a big. People
I
get wild with it, dude.
I watched but I feel it still need to be a rule. Like when you said they were like in a helicopter shooting, and I was doing the whole whatever the online thing to get certified.
Thunder
Like
course.
there's a lot of safety, a lot of emphasis on killing the animal clean and the
Yes.
best.
Yes.
So now it's just like if you go on this like mass murder, like I feel like we could have done a little better than the helicopter. We could have had like few good hunters and just made good, fast, painless kills.
I think in general that's what they do. I just think with
Uh,
these things, I don't know if
it's
you.
just
I think the numbers are so far out of whack. I don't know what you can do.
huh?
Yeah, but in general, yeah, I think a lot of people have that because I'm talking a little reckless anyway about hunting. But in
Right.
general, yeah, I think people have that idea that hunters just want to just kill shit and it's just all. But no,
No.
it's dude, it's like the most respectful thing.
Yes.
Like, this animal is like giving you its life. Like, you're very thankful for it. Like, for real, like, I'm joking and shit, but like it's a
Right.
very serious
Oh, yeah.
thing, and like hunters take that serious, and you should take that serious,
Mhm.
man. You know what I mean? Like, you want to make sure that like that animal is not suffering. It's as quick and painless as possible. Like, just a clean kill.
Mhm.
Like, I'm fucking joking and shit, but
Out of all the courses I've ever taken through high school and college, this one is definitely most interesting. Like, I guess some courses like, this dumb information. I don't need this. Like, this is like, I don't want to know this. But like while I was doing this hunting course, I'm reading. I'm like, this is This is very useful. Okay, I never thought about this. Okay, this is good. There was like so much of interesting information that never thought about it,
yeah,
and it just showed me of how uh safe they trying to make it.
yes,
How like everybody needs to be on the same page. How we made all the hunters
Mm-hmm.
on the same page with the. So it's like, wow, like this is very controlled thing, and like you said, like very respectful.
Right.
Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's doing everything right. If you do something dumb, like I don't know what the penalties are, but like I was enjoying doing that whole course.
Right.
I was like, wow, I'm gonna be learning a lot. This is gonna be so cool.
It's a very like self-regulated industry. And what people don't realize is that a lot of the money that goes towards like conservation of the land comes from hunters
Yeah.
because all these hunters throw all this money into, buying tags and really just taking care of the land in general, really. I mean, you want to use it so when you're out there, you're not like, littering and tearing shit up. Like you want to
Hmm.
take care of the land, man. So people don't realize how actually important like those people are just to
Yeah.
having a nice place to like be.
Hmm. Just remembered one thing that that flew out of my head when we were talking about fighting and
Uh-huh.
people not knowing what the hell it goes in it. Did you watch that fight at Pettigo?
Oh yeah, between fucking who fucking fought?
I don't know who were they, but I
I
thought it
think that
was the
was
coolest
Wes
thing.
and what's his face? Oh god, Jesse and Wes I think fought.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
need to get down there and just like
I love
say
it.
hi to
I
people.
love those guys so much.
But I was watching it and like just to hear the breathing,
Hmm. Just
like
two,
I'm listening and I'm just like they just like breathing hard
just
and
tired. Just two dudes in there.
like they were tired, but like you could still see like the strength in the positions.
Hmm.
And right away I could just hear people talking. Like they don't know what they're doing. They're just laying on each other. I'm like, that's a strong position. It's
Right.
like the bottom guy can't get out. Like it looks like they stopped, but they just waiting for someone to make a dumb mistake.
Yeah.
The bottom guy is not moving, but he's waiting for the top guy to make a mistake because the top guy wasn't moving much either. Like they
Yeah.
had some stalling moments,
Hmm.
but like it was like since like we all went through it, it's like we know what's going on, and the
Yeah.
camera was right there. You
People
could hear
can't
them.
feel the pressure.
Yeah, so I loved it. I was like, whoa, like this needs to be encouraged in all the gyms.
Yeah.
And I loved how old school it was. Right now, it's like, oh, we fought. We need to call the police. Oh, this is so dumb. Da da da. It's like manhood is gone.
Yeah, like that's the essence of being a man. Like that's what men and boys have been doing
Yeah,
forever, fighting.
fighting.
That's what we've been doing. We fight.
I hate how now society is pushing everyone like all the real men I looked like where's that looked down upon? Is that the term? Like you're not supposed to be
Yeah.
what men used to be.
Yeah, man. You have this whole idea of like toxic masculinity and shit like
Bullshit.
that. You know what I mean? Like so so everybody
Some little bitch said that.
dude, for real, dude. Every man and woman, like we all have like this masculine and like feminine energy
Right.
in different ratios. But we're making women far more masculine and men far more feminine. It's like it's crazy how we're just completely like we're trying to like breed out aggression out of boys. You know what I'm saying? Like if a kid gets into a fight today at school, it can like be a felony charge type shit. Like,
Yeah.
they can really get arrested for just having a fucking fight at school. It's so crazy. Boys have been fighting forever. Like why would you do
Oh,
that?
they might get hurt. They might die. Like no, people get hurt.
People
Like
get hurt all the time.
and when I watched like the Daisy Fresh people fight, like being hurt like didn't matter
Hmm.
because there were bigger things to involved, like the pride, just like how everybody were watching it, and I'm trying to find more words for it. But I guess just like the idea of like just banging it out.
Yeah, some people don't know what it's like to throw like your physical safety to the wayside in like pursuit of this other like this bigger thing.
Bigger thing.
You
Yeah,
get what I'm
I could
saying?
see like people like, oh, that was dumb. Like
It's
you're
just
not supposed to let
that's
people
just
fight like
it's
that.
just ego.
Well, okay, well that's why we have men and we have people like you who disagree with it.
Yeah.
So when I watched this, it was like, wow, like this was it just felt pure. There was no bitching about injuries like the guy said, "Oh, my ankle is messed up," but it's like almost like he didn't care. He just acknowledged, "Yep, my ankle is bad."
Just
He
is.
was cut up, this and that, and they kept it safe. I'm sure if something bad would have happened, people would have jumped in.
Right.
So there could have been injuries, but again, it's like just like developing that man and like it's like memories, manhood, um, and again, like they in the business of like competing and like killing people.
Yeah.
Well, not killing, well, killing on the mat,
Simulated killing.
but they like don't hold nothing back. So I mean, they just keep it as real as it gets.
Hmm.
So it's I was watching, I'm like, whoa, like this needs to be brought back
Yeah, man.
because
There's
like
that's
kids
pure.
need that. Kids need to like get hurt, get cut up once in a while because that's gonna teach you things. Like for example, whenever we first started fighting, it changed us forever.
Hmm.
Like sparring and getting punched, getting clipped, getting like uh, what's the word? Uh, ego checked,
Oh yeah.
like all that. So like we need that. So it's like those are much bigger things than some kind of bruises or cuts or
Oh yeah.
maybe like broken hand. Like you just got leveled up in being a man with all the whatever things that I just mentioned.
Dude, we're far more resilient than people
Oh
realize.
yeah.
And so many people never really test those waters. You know what I mean? They don't know what it's like to get punched in the mouth. They
Hmm.
don't know what it's like to push yourself to where you want to quit, but then you push past that and you realize you have more. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like people forget that the world has been built on violence. Like it really has. Like
Oh yeah.
obviously it's like it's great that we have peace and it's great, there's this like intellectual whole growth of people, but at the root of everything is fucking violence.
Oh
And
yeah.
you can't ignore that. That's why people go to war. War is always happening. People are always taking people's shit. And it's just it's so crazy now. Like you look at like what's happening here in America, and like everybody seems so fucking soft. Like we're getting softer as a culture. It seems like, but there are parts of the world that are not that soft. Like they don't give a fuck about your feelings. They don't care what you want to be called. They don't care what you identify as. Like they will fucking murder you
Right.
and take your lunch and not think anything of it
Right.
because that's what they want to do. There are those people in the world, man. Then there are countries in the world who will take things by force. We do it, they will
Right.
do it. It's just the way of the world. People
Right.
forget that, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, the Daisy Fresh fight, I encourage that.
Yeah.
I encourage it. I
Like you
think
just said
it's
a lot of shit.
huh?
Yeah, nothing. You're just like, yeah, I encourage the fighting. We're not gonna go out these other paths. I'm just fucking with you, Julius.
No, like kind of right. I mean, they had beef, they fought and it was awesome and I'm like and yeah, people need that.
Yeah,
Like they fine.
yeah,
Like they sure like it'll take like some few weeks to like heal up this and that, but
yeah.
like you just learn some life lessons.
Right. When was your first fight? Like, did you fight growing up at all? Like, did you have a
Like
school fight, like in middle school
not
or high?
really.
So your first fight was like for like actually like when you went into fighting.
Like we had like few scuffles, but it was never
Okay.
like
Never like a fist fight. You never had like a fist fight in practice or anything.
no.
Oh wow.
How we had fights where we just like I would just run up to you and hold you like I'm gonna kill you, and we just hold each other forever.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
Oh man.
no one really fought. I mean, sure, like people fought and like there was a lot of violence, but I don't know. I guess fighting never came natural to me.
Hmm.
I didn't. Yeah, like it didn't come natural to me at all. Um, so yeah, probably would just be like holding, grabbing,
Yeah.
like. But I never got into fights at all, anyways. So I don't know.
I always liked to act tougher than I was as a kid. I definitely got in a
Yeah.
couple fights. So I think my first real fight was in eighth grade.
Okay.
First real fight, and I think maybe I got in one or two more fights in high school. But yeah, so over the course of like 5 years, probably like three actual fights.
Yeah.
So not a ton, but that's just because people were
That's
like,
more than me.
yeah, exactly. Still, you got
Yeah.
none. But still, I got in fights in high school and shit. I knew a lot of people fought in high school.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Yeah. I guess I just. Well, we went to Southampton, which is
Those kids aren't fighting up there, huh?
no. And it was a little bit weird because like you get in trouble for fighting. Like in Lithuania, I would see like kids fight, just everything just being ripped apart, and teachers jump in, split it. All right, be done, and that would be it. There would
That's
be no
it.
trouble, no trouble, because I don't know. It almost felt like that was just the reality of it. People were gonna fight. Okay, we split it. Okay, no one died. All right, cool.
Right.
Go to your class. Well, here it was like get written up, you get suspended. Like a lot of things did not make sense for me. Like if kid did something, what was it? Kid did something bad. All right, then we're gonna kick you off the school for a few days.
Mm,
So we're gonna, so you're gonna stay behind. You're gonna probably not finish your homework, and you're gonna
yeah.
struggle to catch up now. I'm like, wait, that doesn't really make sense. Like, why? You want me to do all this work, but now you're preventing me from doing it,
Right.
and you're gonna like set me back even further. Um, with some things, I guess it was okay, but there were a few scenarios when I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why are we adding all these extra rules overboard? Like,
Right.
it was bizarre, but I mean, maybe once I'll have kids, I'll be thinking the same way. I'll be thinking like, oh yeah, we need some rules to like keep everybody safe, this and that.
No, you won't.
But I do want, like, I mean, it would hurt, but I would want my kid to get in the fights and experience all that.
You say you wouldn't, or
I
you
would,
would?
I
You
would,
would.
I
Yeah.
would want my kid to get into stuff like that because we are trying to think like as we were talking, the the fight that happened on YouTube, like we encourage it. We thought it was the great thing. So and we said like everybody needs it. So like I mean, if I have a son, like I would think like okay, you kind of need it too,
Mm-hmm.
because we're thinking about the big picture. Like I can't care about like the few small injuries. I have to see at the whole picture. Okay, you scrapped, you got in the fight, you just like learned something, you became
Right.
a little bit more of the man. So like that's bigger picture versus like oh like we can't fight, we gotta
Yeah.
fucking protect our feelings and
Yeah.
this and that can't touch me. Like no, like you need to fight. You're a man. Like just go old school.
This is a part of it. Yeah. I was watching a movie. I think it was from like the late 80s, and it was in school, and these two kids fought, and then the gym teacher like broke it up, and he's like, get out. And then that was it. Like he broke it up,
Yeah.
sent the kids on their way, and then the one kid was walking away. He's like, good job, kid. It's because the one kid was like the kid who's always got bullied, and then
Uh-huh.
he finally just stuck up for himself, and,
Right.
and he fought, and then that was it. It's
Right.
like, why can't that just be the thing? You break it up if it's as long as it's not anything too crazy and serious.
Of
Obviously, you
course.
take everything within reason. But if it's just some kids fighting, like it's just so important. I mean, AJ's 13 now, and I just put him in wrestling. So
Uh-huh.
it's between jujitsu, which is a little bit too relaxed, but and then now wrestling. It's like that's the only thing I can really think of to really get him
Mm-hmm.
like that struggle and challenge of like have like being in a fight. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Without like going and like
Yeah.
punching some kids and getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother wishes he would have. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last interview. Um, my brother wishes he would have wrestled now.
Really.
Yeah, because he played basketball and he was good, but then after that, he's like, man, I didn't learn anything. Like, sure, I became great at the game,
Yeah.
but that's all it was. I just became good at the game. I did not upgrade myself as a person where I can tussle with somebody,
Mm.
grab and throw, and just do some struggle.
Yeah.
So he wishes he did that. He realized that when I think it was after college, he was still in upstate New York and he did judo for a little bit.
Mm.
And he did that and he did some competitions and he sent me some videos of him like tossing somebody and like tripping them, and it looked sick. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. And
Yes.
that's when he was realizing like I carry this with me for the rest of my life, and it could be used at very, very important situations.
Yes. It's a real life saving skill,
Right.
right? Like people don't realize the ability to like protect yourself or to physically like impose yourself on somebody else. Like that's an important skill. It's a valuable skill that is being lost amongst a lot of people, dude. Like I was telling my son that there I have never met a single person who did wrestle that regretted it, and I can't the number of people who didn't wrestle who wish that they did. I can't. I've lost count. Almost every person who I've ever like every man that I've ever met who hasn't wrestled wish that they did.
Yeah.
I don't really know too many who haven't.
Yeah.
It's just man, it's just such a valuable life skill. It changed my entire life, like just being able to wrestle.
Yeah. I mean, you feel better about yourself. You feel more confident. Like you go down the street. I mean, now we expanded. Like
Yeah.
we did wrestling. That's like the beginning thing of
Hmm.
realizing how things work. And then we went at like jiu-jitsu and like punching each other.
Right.
So like yeah, we went like a little bit more deeper route. And I mean, you feel better. It's like you go in Walmart and you like, well, if something happens, I could kill you. I could kill you.
Kill
Like I'd
everybody.
kill everybody. Like I feel confident. Like I'm
Yeah.
not scared. Like
Yeah.
sure, I could still lose the fight. Like anything can happen,
Yeah.
but odds are on my side.
Hmm.
So okay, I feel better about it. And like eventually, like I want to live with someone, like have a wife or something.
Hmm.
Like I would kill myself. I would live in shame for the rest of my life if something happens and I can't protect
You
my
physically, yeah.
significant other or like the family, this and that. It's
Yeah,
like
man.
can't protect this and that. It's like I would live like in shame forever.
Yeah.
Or even like even right now they like talk about how you shouldn't use violence, this and that. I'm like if you at the house with your wife and you have a bunch of people outside throwing bricks at your window, kids are crying, everything's in danger, you defend yourself and now it's your fault because the brick was supposed to travel directly at your head
Oh, yeah.
for you to pull the trigger and do something.
Right.
So your property, that doesn't matter. I understand half of your house is burning, but you could have left the house
Yeah.
through the back door.
It's insurance. It's just stuff.
Yeah, it's like, well, you don't value the guys who are burning your house, that you don't value their life.
Nope.
So when I hear people say that, I wanna just fucking kill them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is why, uh, like, we're losing like good men
Hmm.
in this world because of some people decided, oh, we need to include everybody, even the criminals who try to kill you, and you have to give them the best chance to kill you, and then you can defend yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, what? No, like my life is in danger. I can do anything right now. We at war for that split moment. I can do absolutely anything I want. And who are you to tell me that I need to count my punches or,
Yeah.
oh, you just hit him once. That's it. Like, no, he's still fine. No, because then it's liability. You can't hit him too many times. It's like he's gonna come back at me.
Yeah.
I need to break all his legs to make sure nothing is gonna happen. He
Yeah.
came at me. I didn't come at him. It's his fault. Like,
Dude, those are people who have never been in those situations. You know what I'm saying? The only people who say that shit are somebody who has never actually done anything. You know what I mean? Like how can you say I think about this all the time because there's a period where like I was thinking about joining the military and
mhm,
shit, so I was like really just diving into that whole space. And we send a lot of men and women to go fight in these wars, and then we'll tie their hands behind their back with like certain rules of engagement, and these rules of engagement are put in place by like politicians and lawyers,
mhm.
people who are thousands of miles away, who have never pulled the trigger, who will never have to
Right.
live with that consequence. We're sending people to war to fight and to die and to kill, and we're telling them how they're gonna do it. No, you need to make sure that this and this is in order before you pull that trigger. And it's like, all right, it's cool to have checks and balances, but shit, man, at the end of the day, we're sending them there to go do something that's
Yeah.
horrific. We need to allow them to do it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with, like you said, if somebody's gonna come and attack my home, how are you gonna tell me how I'm gonna defend my house?
Exactly.
Like that's crazy. What are
No,
you
he's
doing?
not. Gotta. You can't kill him. You can't. You got. You're not in danger. You can leave the house. Like, what?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You came after my stuff and you tell me I'm not supposed to protect it.
Yeah,
You defending the criminal
yeah,
and you're saying like, oh, I need to watch his life. Da da da. Like, no, he one-upped me. So, like, I hate the phrase. I don't know what kind of idiot thought of it. The eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth type of thing.
Hmm.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever heard. I'm at the zero. You one-upped me. You knocked my tooth out. You already assume you did that knowing that I could do the same thing, so I knock your tooth out. So I just met you at the same level that you brought me.
Uh-huh.
You one-upped me. I didn't ask you to one-up me. I need to make sure you know how it feels to be one-up. So I need to knock
Mm.
more teeth out than one
Mm.
because I didn't ask you to knock one of mine out.
It's like you started this.
You started this, so me just simply catching up to you is not good enough. So you're
Mm.
gonna one-up me, I'm gonna catch up. You're gonna one-up me, catch up. No, I need to one-up you as well and show you how it sucks. So if you do something to me, I can do double, triple, four
Mm.
times more to you because I didn't ask for this. You started this. You
Yeah.
one-up me. So all right, I'm gonna one-up you too.
Now I need to deter you from ever doing this ever again.
Yeah. So like one eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It's like no, two eyes for one eye. Like
What people don't
all the
realize,
teeth for one tooth. Like
yeah,
no, I'm not gonna do a whole calculation of like to make sure that my attacker is okay. No, I'll skin you alive. Like I don't care. You should not have done this.
yeah,
Like sometimes you need to make example out of people because they put, especially right now, even people that I know, and it makes me sick. They just want like when it's clear and obvious that somebody is just putting people in danger, like let's say human traffickers or somebody who can like ruin people's lives. But
yes,
yet all these people who are all about feelings, they defending criminals and everybody. Like they don't want them like, no, you can't do too much because they have feelings. I'm like, this dude just like tried to ruin a bunch of people's lives.
yes,
If I'm in a circle, I can do whatever I want. I'm sorry. Like you can play the whole okay, let's not hit him too many times. Let's watch it. He'll come back and he'll kill you.
yeah,
And then what's gonna be like, oh, I thought he's gonna do this and that or something less. No. Like if you come after me, you have the right to do as much as you want to stop it. I didn't ask you to one up me, so I'm gonna
right.
just stop the whole shebang.
Yeah, man, dude, I had a fucking thought, and it fucking just slipped my mind. Oh, I hate that. I hate that,
Yeah.
Julius.
That's
Damn.
what I'm saying. Like with the pedigo thing,
Yeah.
it came to me like forever later.
I know, man. I was thinking it. I'm listening to you. I was thinking it. But fuck, dude. What was my point? I don't know. But you're right, though. I mean, shit. The idea that you're just going to like sit back and then just let something happen to you. I think that people forget that. So, man. So I want to. So, for example, like with this Kyle Rittenhouse case,
That's the
with
kid
the
who shot three people.
that's the kid who shot
Half
3 people. Have you been following this at all? For example.
I followed a little bit, and from what I understand, he never crossed state lines with a gun.
Yes, there's I dude, it took me a while to kind of like parse out all like the different pieces of it. So to that point, yeah. So apparently, you hear one narrative of he crossed state lines with a gun and he's going to a community which he doesn't have like any reason to be there.
Right.
And I think he only went like 20 miles. It'd be like going from like downtown St. Louis to like St. Charles type shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So apparently, so he actually, his dad lived there. So he actually lived in that community part time. I think his dad lived there,
Mhm.
which is where the gun was also at. So
Right.
he didn't actually cross state lines with the gun. And I think in that state, a 17-year-old can have that gun legally,
Right.
right? So there is all of that. When you look at the narrative that people are putting like around the guys that he killed, it's like you hear one side saying, "Oh no, they're criminals, they're pieces of shit, they deserve to die," and then you hear like the other side saying that like they were good people and they're just trying to help, and
Mhm.
he just senselessly killed them, and then you find out that the first guy was like a repeat child molester, like he had a lot of issues. So then it's like, all right, well that guy clearly probably wasn't a good guy. Now, does that mean he needs to die? Like I'm not going to make that judgment call,
Yeah.
but clearly the situation happened and he died. And based off the history, I'm not going to lose sleep over
Right.
that guy dying.
Right.
The second guy, it looked like he had like a domestic issue in like 2018 and then like something else in like 2012. the other, like the one side's trying to paint him as equally as bad as the first victim, and the other guy, and the same thing with the other side, trying to paint him as a hero. Now, I'm not going to say that guy is a very bad.
Hmm.
People make mistakes.
Right.
I don't. A domestic dispute could be anything. I don't.
Right.
I don't know what that means. So, to paint him in that same light, like that's not fair. Like,
Hmm.
but why? Then you gotta ask yourself, well, why the fuck are you attacking a person with a gun? Are
Yeah.
you responding to a shooting? There's just so many things I don't know.
Yeah.
But my point is, like, you have one side trying to act like everybody is just the most evil thing, like good riddance, and then sometimes you get this other narrative where it's like these people are just so innocent. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Hmm.
well, that first guy was a fucking pedophile piece of shit. Like he's not innocent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's just like there are evil fucking people. So I say all that to say this,
Right.
and I remember my original point. There are fucking evil and bad people, and sometimes you know that they're doing really bad shit. And maybe that's not with the first guy. Like the first guy did a whole bunch of bad shit, so I'm not losing sleep over him. But like to your point, like a child trafficker, like a
Hmm.
sex trafficker, or somebody who we know is like out there like murdering people. We need to kill those fucking people. Like those
Everybody.
people shouldn't be here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I always, as I'm getting older, I'm a little more conflicted with the death penalty whenever,
Hmm.
because like you find out about the amount of people who are just like wrongly accused, and you see like the prosecution and state like doing really fucked up shit
Yeah.
just to win.
Hmm.
So I I'm very conflicted on that, but whenever you hands down know somebody did something,
Hmm.
I have no issue getting rid of that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that all that long winded to say that, yeah, it's like, man, sometimes you need to take out certain people, and like violence is okay. Like it's just a part of it. You just
Yeah.
how do you strike that balance? Like we can't live in violence, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to live there, but you should always be prepared. It's like that whole
Yeah.
saying, I'd rather be like was a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war
Okay.
type shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather be prepared for some shit and be in a peaceful place as opposed to being thrown into the fucking chaos and not
Yeah.
be ready.
Yeah. With the trial, with the three people that died, with that, I'm just kind of, with that idea, I'm stepping back. Um, sure, they were bad people, but I'm kind of stepping back because I don't want to say like, oh, they should have died, they shouldn't. And that's not the thing that's like making me think the most, and it's what like making me mad the most. What's making me mad the most is that half of United States to this day arguing on Facebook how he crossed state lines with a gun,
Which he didn't.
which he didn't.
Right.
I'm like, okay, like I understand not everybody's watching trials and kind of figured it out, but media, which I think he's gonna try to like sue now, media for the longest time, and this is the TV, the thing that we swear by, and we do everything that TV says, the news, the holy news, whatever. Right off the bat, they created this thing where he crossed state lines illegally with a gun. He had no business being there. Was the gas station his grandfather's?
That I don't know. I just know I think the gas station was pretty close to where he lived though.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the gas station out of it. But the almighty channel that we're supposed to swear by, and it's supposed to be our freaking guide to whatever's happening in the world, freaking lied so freaking hard that literally half of the United States still arguing, and number one defense is like, oh, well, not defense. Number one thing against Kyle is, oh, he crossed the state lines with a gun. That's super highly legal. He clearly went there to kill someone and look for trouble.
Yeah.
Like that theory was going on for since like the thing happened, and people still argue about it.
Right.
So it's like, are we gonna keep them accountable? There were riots for this.
Dude,
There were stuff was burning,
yeah.
stuff was being smashed because of media lying, pushing some kind of thing. oh, we know what really happened now. Well, why did they lie to begin with? They sounded like they knew what they were talking about. So are we gonna
The
keep
media,
anyone accountable, or are we just gonna suck off media to thinking that they almighty, they never lied when they clearly lied, and
yeah,
half of the country still thinks and argues with wrong facts.
yeah. So
I'm
many
like,
people
why are we
just want
still
to.
doing this? Why are we still doing this? And then like the whole vaccine thing and TV again and more videos and more advertisement. Everybody's again swearing by. I'm like, do you guys? Anybody sees what's happening? Half of the country, if you can make half of the country think that this kid crossed the state line with a gun and people still argue about it, what else you can convince people?
Hmm.
What else you can convince people? If there is that, if it was that easy, people still argue. I can go on Facebook right now and people gonna, like people, someone's gonna make a post. Oh, that was self-defense. Okay, I mean, because I don't know the details of him shooting people or whatever. I'm just, I guess, talking about how media lied to people. That's like the main thing that I'm upset about.
Yeah, the media lies often, whether it's like the media or different politicians. Like the lies are very obvious and blatant, and they continue to do them, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of accountability for these people, and it's
There's
so crazy.
zero accountability, and especially right now, it's like, oh, nothing will happen. It's 21st age. I'm like, we have all these computers and phones. Like, there won't be such thing as genocide or nothing else. Like, we're just better right now. I'm like, we have different tools to make the same thing.
Hmm.
Like everybody is attached to the TVs and stuff. All right, well, let's control the TVs. Half of the United States think that he crossed the state lines with the
Hmm.
gun and did this and that. And I'm not even gonna get into vaccine thing, but literally people are turning against each other because of media,
Over a difference of opinion.
different of opinion, and oh, like I was gonna say how whenever I'm on Instagram or YouTube, all these YouTubers, you watch all these videos of like gold diggers or prank videos or bunch of other videos, and I'm like, everyone's commenting like it's a real thing. I'm like, every single video here is fake.
Yeah,
Every single video here is fake. Why, like,
people just get so into it.
why are we like? And it's like everyone is being taught whatever they're being shown, it's real. Every single prank, gold digger, whatever video is fake. You really think I'm gonna go get a car, stand outside, and wait for the super pretty girl come and it's gonna be the perfect
Yeah,
conversation. We're gonna have the perfect conversation, then she's gonna turn me down, she's gonna see my car,
yeah,
then she's gonna be like yes, and then with the perfect dialect I'll just say like, oh no,
yeah.
and I'll turn it down.
Well, those are the same people that learned about sex from porn, and they think strippers like them.
Right.
Like, it's not real, buddy.
So it's like no one lying is fine to sell something now. Lying is completely fine and it's so escalated and it's done so much everywhere that you can't keep track of it. So they
Hmm.
just let it happen.
It's just so blatant. Yeah.
Before, maybe when everybody were trying to be honest, okay, maybe some accountability would happen, but it just blew up. There is not one real thing on social media, and now honestly, every single thing that I see on TV, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. People say you hear people say like, why isn't the media or the news covering XYZ? And typically, like if you really go dig and do some research, you can probably find something
Mhm.
being written about it or something. But what people are really asking is like, why aren't they like showing us that thing? Like, why is that not front and center? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I think about there are protests going on
Everywhere.
all over the world right now over
Everywhere.
lockdowns and mandates and different things. That is major fucking news. You don't see anything about it. You have to go look for it. Why is that? Why is that? Why is there a case going on right now that involves a massive high level pedophilia ring that isn't being fucking on the front? Like, people know about it. You have to go find it. Why is it not being on TV? Why is it not like front and center? Like I don't understand. Like why are the outlets not showing us this thing? It's because they have an agenda, right? And they're whatever the agenda is,
Oh,
whatever they're
there is no agenda. Da da da. You crazy conspiracy theorist. I remember when the whole vaccine thing happened. Not gonna mention any names. Oh, these people are stupid conspiracy theorists. Vaccines will never get mandated. And they were talking yeah, like they agreed that mandating would be like an evil thing.
now they're with it.
Now they with it,
It's
and it's
because
like promoting it.
it's because Trump was in office at that time.
I'm,
These same people you're talking about, Trump was in office at that time, and now he's not in office, so now they're with it. And it's really weird to me how that happens.
I'm like,
Like,
do you have a stock in it? Like, are you getting commission on this? I remember when you agreed that promoting that it would be evil thing to make it mandatory, and everybody is a stupid conspiracy theorist. Now instead of acknowledging how on most things you are wrong, you're just like, well, it's a good thing. It needs to happen. I'm like, what?
what about people who are like, oh, I'll punch a Nazi, you're racist, this, and that. Like, I don't like. And then now it's just like, oh no, we need to quarantine people. Oh no, you didn't get this thing. Oh no, you should lose your job. Oh no, you shouldn't be able to go get health care
Yeah,
because of it's like, what are you saying right now? Do you not hear how uninclusive of a person you sound like right now? Like you sound so crazy.
yeah,
Where did the change come in from these people?
yeah,
I don't understand
yeah.
it. I don't understand it.
And I like whenever they go wrong, it's like, ah, well, that was supposed to happen. It's like, can you acknowledge you were wrong? Can you acknowledge that you literally just want to be on the winning team the whole time? You'll call everybody stupid, but the second all these conspiracy theorists are right, well, yeah, that thing needed to happen. Wait,
What are you talking about?
what are you talking about? Like, so I thought you were against it and called everyone stupid, and now you with it promoting it, and like I can't take you serious. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, I would just like to have just a conversation that can include all of the facts. You know what I'm saying? Not just a very once like we can't just ignore certain things because they don't fit what
but we
you.
we don't really know what the fact is. We just literally had literally half of the United States still believe that he crossed the state line with the gun, and that's like their number one
Yeah, but
thing,
we do
first thing to
know.
say. We do know, but it's like one time I noticed I was talking to someone and we had really awesome conversation, but we had different views and like let's say it was something politics related. Let's say let's say let's say for shits and giggles, okay, I'm on the Trump side because I don't do politics to begin with. Let's say I'm on Trump side, you on Biden side. Uh, I maybe have some good things to say about Trump, some bad things, but I'm on his side. You might say some good things about Biden, some bad things, but you're on his side. And it's like what made us flip flop on these two different
Mm,
sides? Because it's like every single thing I see is how Biden messed up and how Trump was doing good, but yet all you see is how Biden is doing good and Trump is doing bad. And I'm like, is this like some kind of filter that we seeing? Somehow like Facebook got divided? Should we like open our Facebook pages and see how like our Facebook is like two different worlds
I think
and it
that's some
divided
of it.
us?
That's part of it.
And it was I forgot who I was talking to, but it literally made me feel that we just like tipped over.
Yeah.
There was some kind of Facebook media thing, some kind of, because I mean, it's all science. Like they got the whole media down, influencing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
all down to
They
science.
hijack the human reward system. They know how to keep you engaged. They know
Engaged,
what's gonna.
and you
Yep.
just like, they did it so well that you just had to tip over on one of the teams.
Yeah, a lot of dude. We're tribal anyway. Like that's what we
Yeah.
naturally do. It's just what it gets scary is where you start. you just you start ignoring like the nuance just to be on a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You focus on the good and ignore the bad. And
Yeah.
it's like, what are you doing? Like both sides are good, both sides are bad in ways. All in all, they're on the same fucking team, and
Yeah.
I think people forget that. The way I look at it, like to your point, like media and the news and different things, it does a lot of dividing,
Yeah.
and all that does is benefit really just like politicians and like the upper echelons of society. That's
Mhm.
it. It doesn't benefit the people who are actually divided,
Mhm.
which is crazy. It's like how can you not realize what's happening? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like how to your point, it's like how can you not realize that like yeah, sure, maybe you're team Trump. You don't realize that he does fucked up shit too,
Mhm.
or your team Biden, you don't realize that he's not doing a great job. Like you don't realize these things. You're
Mhm.
just gonna blindly
Yeah.
follow. Like I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. Like you gotta use your brain a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely feel more divided. I see more like just interaction with other human beings is becoming more disgusting because it's either politics or racism.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like before, I mean, shit, I could talk to anyone like a human being, like, but now it's almost like everybody is telling me to watch every single thing I say.
Hmm.
And it's like, what are you talking about? We're just talking like human beings. Like, I don't want to be doing 10-hour research of what's okay to say, what's not to say. Like, can we just talk?
Yeah,
Like, every single thing is like, oh, that's so racist. And people, all the people, I feel all the people who try to fight racism are doing opposite from helping.
yeah,
They, they just so feel so bad, the white guilt. Oh, we need to do this, we need to do like this and that. And I'm like, you like none of this was racist until you brought it up and you like making a statement that it's racist. For example, if I would say, "Oh, these two guys look alike," someone right away would like say, "I'm not gonna say any names." Right away would be like, "Oh my God, that's so racist. That's so ignorant." I was like, "Why? Because they look alike."
yeah.
Not every black person looks alike. But if two people look alike,
They look.
they simply look alike.
Yeah,
There's plenty of white people who look alike. There's plenty of black people who look alike. Don't even get me started on the Asian people. Like,
dude. The thing is, man, it's
but
like
no, if you acknowledge that,
yeah,
we need to say that it's racist, that it's ignorant, and you need to feel bad about it, and you need to not talk, and you need to feel tension. Like, I feel more tension more than ever because someone who's trying to fight racism sees racism in literally everything.
yeah. You take it
In
to the
literally
next level.
everything. It's like, dude, you trying to get, I see you trying to get like these brownie points and look good in public or like, look at me, I'm fighting racism. But no, you're literally making absolutely everything worse. Sit down.
Yes.
Stop. You
Yeah.
pretending. You literally pretending. I personally feel you are more racist than anyone
Yeah.
because you like trying to hide your something. No, just talk like a human being. It's okay.
It's simple.
It's simple.
There's a concept, and I'm sure it's the point of diminishing returns, right? It's like you get to a certain point with something, like especially like I think at first it was like exercise, right? Like
Hmm.
you exercise to a certain point, and then you past that point, exercise isn't doing anything for you, right?
Hmm.
It's the same thing with like this shit. It's like these people, you see people that will focus on racism. It's like up until this point, yes, there's a lot of racism going on. Now, past this point, now you're turning everything into racism. It's
Everything.
really, and now you're doing the opposite of what you're trying
Way
to help,
opposite.
right? And it's like what, and you can apply that to so many other areas. It's like what are we doing here? We got so progressive and we got so accepting that now we don't accept anything. It's like
Yeah.
it's like everything has to be accepted, and yet nothing is accepted.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I have no tolerance unless you accept what I say you should accept. It's like that's not tolerance
Yeah.
or acceptance.
Oh,
It's the opposite.
and since we talk about news and all the depressing stuff, did you hear about that? I'm sure a lot of people will defend it. That transgender boy who went to the girl's bathroom and assaulted the girl.
Dude, I didn't read the article or anything, but I did see something about that. And so this is what I thought. This is what I heard about this, and you tell me if I'm wrong. So the boy, right? He identifies as transgender.
Hmm.
Went and did he beat up the girl, or did he like molest her? Did he rape her? What he either
Uh,
way,
there were few words that being used. They said sexually assaulted.
sexually assaulted her.
Few places said rape. So I don't know what's
He
the
assault. Either way, he physically assaulted
yeah.
this girl in the girl's bathroom. And then the mom of this boy is saying that, well, the girl should have been able to defend herself. Is that, did I see
I
that? Is
is
this a different case?
it's the same case. She did say something within the same lines. Yeah,
Okay.
we need like Jamie in here,
I know.
looking stuff up. But yeah, the father got because okay, when did the father came in and beat up the boy?
So transgender boy attacks
Because
girl.
father got arrested, he was being shamed nationally, and his school was even trying to hide it because it did not go with the whole acceptance thing. So fuck the little girl, fuck the father who was doing the right thing, and God bless the school and the boy for the the whole new thing that they're trying to create. School was trying to hide it. School was trying to hide it. They arrested the dad for doing the right thing. They
Hmm.
even shamed the little girl and the boy, the transgender kid who assaulted the girl is like, oh, he cool, he
Yeah.
fine. Cause I mean, why not?
So this is in Virginia. So this is just one. See, yeah, I really do need a Jamie. This is just one I just pulled up on the Washington Times. So it says this is just talking about this Virginia Democratic candidate, Governor Terry McDuffie. But either way, it says so the political peril inflicted by Virginia Terry educated stances. So when a father accused the Loudoun County School Board of covering up the rape of his teenage daughter in a high school bathroom. Holy shit. What's this mean? The father was dragged out of the school board meeting and arrested when he attempted to confront the members about the assault of his daughter by a boy wearing a skirt in the girl's bathroom. Holy shit. I need more. So this is in Loudoun County, Virginia. This is in Virginia. So let me see here.
So did the father beat up the kid, or he didn't do nothing?
I did not hear you just now. Hold on.
Something.
No, you're good. My thing just
Okay.
came on play.
Okay. So he didn't beat up the
the
kid, or did he? 'Cause I thought he was. That's another thing. Like every single thing we read, it's like what? Like where do we go for the accurate thing?
See, that's the problem with this kind of shit. You have to go to so many different sources to get any sort of possible.
And then what we just make our own opinion. Like which one is real? There is no real. I hated when they decided to do that Facebook check thing, and people were swearing by. It. I was like, oh yeah, who runs the Facebook check thing? A god?
So
Like no, it's people. You can buy people just like you can buy anything.
yes, yes. So this article is on Yahoo News from October 25th, and it says the teenager was found guilty. It says teenager accused of sexually assaulting a ninth grade girl in Loudoun County, Virginia high school was found guilty on all charges. Victim was assaulted in a women's restroom at Stonebridge High School by a male allegedly wearing a skirt. Juvenile court found the evidence enough to convict, but will hold on sentencing until the convicted teenager, now 15, is tried for another alleged assault at a different high school. Clearly, this motherfucker is putting on skirts and raping girls, and that kid's a piece of shit.
Yes,
This kid
but
is a piece of
the
shit.
school is even more pieces of shit because they want to be so accepting because it's such a new thing that I could put on a skirt right now, right this moment. I can put on a skirt. I can go anywhere, and I could talk with the same voice.
Hmm.
I could have the same shirt, whatever. Just as long as I wear a skirt and I'll say I'm a girl, they can't say nothing because it's like you're a bigot if you're like not on my side. This and that. It's like clearly
Yeah,
this kid is a trouble, but
clearly.
yet we don't want to
Yeah, it says the school tried to
kick him.
deny it, essentially.
Yeah, because it like
The superintendent defended the school's transgender bathroom policy at the meeting. Yeah, and then they said there was a scuffle at the school board, and the dad was arrested on disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Man, that's fucked up.
yeah.
And see, here's the thing: you'll catch a meme on this, or you'll catch a headline, and then you'll kind of get into a gist, but you don't know if the gist is real or
You're
not,
right.
because you
Yeah.
don't. Is it Yahoo that's giving it to me? Is it Fox News that's giving it to me? Is it MSNBC? Is it
Hmm.
CNN? Who the fuck is giving me the story, and what is their agenda with the story?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, what in the hell? That's a piece of shit kid right there.
It is, but you know, if he's gonna go to some other school and claim he's a girl, the school is gonna be afraid to deny him because some news is gonna come and be like, "Oh, you're not letting a girl use girl like transgender person use girl's bathroom. How dare you?" Da 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 da.
Yeah,
There's so much pressure. Who are the idiots who are pushing it so much? Like, sure, there's cases where yes, absolutely, 100%. Like,
sure.
but stuff like this, majority of people would still defend the kid and his position.
Yeah. When did we forget? It's like we are ignoring mental illness. Like, mental illness is still a thing.
Hmm.
People are mentally ill.
Yeah.
Some of these people who are transgender, or who or have this body dysmorphia, or not body dysmorphia, I guess that has nothing to necessarily do with sex, but if you have if you like having this question of like who you are and shit like that, first of all, as humans, we all feel lost and don't know who the fuck you are. Like, there's this weird thing as you're growing up to
Hmm.
where you're just like, oh man, you just feel so lost and you're not sure. That's just a part of being human. But then there's also this thing where there's a percentage of people who are just mentally fucking ill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we're ignoring that. We're acting like they're completely healthy and they're a normal person, and then we're just like acknowledging this craziness and accepting it. And I don't understand that.
But it's kind of pushed too.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if like 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 what grade you are? First grade. Hey, like it's a boy and it's like, "Hey, it's okay to kiss Johnny." And the kid is like, "Okay, guess I'll try to kiss Johnny. My teacher said it's okay
Said
to
it's okay.
my teacher said it's okay to pick boy or girl to be with. It's fine.
Yes.
Then I guess I'll go for the boy, and then when I'll grow up, I'll be like, wait a minute. These
Yeah.
fucking people tricked me. It's like this is not the path I was gonna go. They just
Yes.
like I don't know what it is. Let me
Yeah.
find like point me towards the right direction.
Kids are impressionable, and
Yeah,
and you can influence them, and people act like you can't influence them
yeah,
about identity and like sexuality and stuff. And I think you can. I
yeah.
really do. I think you see like, okay, so if anybody's ever studied the brain, and if you listen to me talk, because I talk about it ad nauseum, the brain's not fully developed until like mid 20s.
Hmm.
So when you're much older. And even then, people are still trying to figure out who they are. So the fact that we can tell a little kid that you can decide if you want to be a boy or a girl,
Hmm.
or you want to like start taking steps towards transitioning into a boy or a girl, whether through like hormones or some sort of surgery or something, that person can't make that fucking choice.
Yeah,
And for you to think that they can, or to try to influence or encourage them to make those kind of choices, it's
hmm,
like you are not a mentally sane person to think
yeah.
that. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, we're playing a game here, and we're not acknowledging the fuckery that's happening.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like sure there is exceptions. Like with
For sure,
everything. With
100%.
everything. There's of course there's exceptions and I could like already hear people like yelling, how can you say that? It's all crazy." Well, we're talking general. Is there exceptions? Yes. You just got to go through I guess things and procedures to establish yes, this is definitely one of those cases. But we can't just be like right now, this moment, I literally, like I said, I can put on a dress. I can declare myself as a female. I can look like a dude. I can do still nothing change. I can go to the girl's bathroom. And if they deny me, I can call the news. I can do the whole shebang.
Hmm.
I can get the restaurant closed. And everyone's looking at me like, well, it's a fucking guy. But people with that agenda be like, well, no, that's fine.
Hmm.
Like that's just the way he dresses. Like he dresses like a guy, but he wants to be a girl. So you
Right.
guys have no choice. You guys need to
Yeah.
let him in the girl's bathroom. Like, are we fucking crazy?
Well, let's just say you woke up tomorrow and you did that. Anybody who knows you would be like, Julius has gone fucking crazy.
Hmm.
Like, if you really walked around, you were like, you really believe that, You know what I'm saying? Like anyone who actually knows you would be like, there's something not right here. Something's
Yeah.
wrong. Yet, if somebody who's rationally saying that is heard by somebody who doesn't know you, they'd be like, "Oh, what are you talking about? You're just being XYZ." Like,
Hmm.
sure, he is that or
Hmm.
she is that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They would just completely discredit like all this information that I have about you, and just like I would know that no, there's something not right with Julius. Like that's mental illness. But society would be like, nope. Nope, this is normal. This is okay. And we would just have to accept it. And like, that's not, what are you talking about?
Well, if I would decide to become a female tomorrow, I feel you need to go 100% on it. You need to dress like a girl. You need to act like a girl. And I need to give you all the reassurance that I'm not pretending.
Yeah.
Like, for example, probably half of the world is gonna like hate me, like probably
Me
hate us
too. Me
just
too.
because of this dumb
And
topic. But let's say the GameStop dude, the ma'am. Have you seen it?
no,
The
the ma'am.
the ma'am. It's a ma'am, sir. Now seen it?
No,
Jesus.
is this happen at GameStop?
Yes. So this person comes in, long hair. I think he had a breast implants and had a jeans, I believe, and some. But it looked like a dude with the long hair. The GameStop person called him sir.
And excuse me, it's ma'am. Transgender loses control. Okay,
But that's what I'm saying. Like clearly, you know.
I saw memes about this. Once again, he's really pissed.
He like
She. That's probably a ma'am, right? No,
j-
or is that a dude? You tell me. What are you gonna say?
if it sounds like a duck, it's a fucking duck.
Yeah.
If you want to be a lady, act like a lady. Cause okay, if you're going through a change, which people do,
Yeah.
like respect it, great. If you go 100%, clearly you're putting effort to it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like, I'm sorry if I made mistakes and called you something. Let's fix it. I'll try to do better. But
Yeah.
in this scenario, the person goes into a man mode. Like, starts screaming at the end of the video, starts kicking stuff. Like, he clearly knows that he's an exception in the world and people might look at him different. The GameStop guy was being as respectful as possible. He knew he messed up. He
Yeah.
knew he made mistakes, and he was like trying to fix it.
Yes.
But it's confusing. I'm sorry if
Yes. Yeah.
it's confusing. And the guy with long hair, he should know that it might look different for other people. So mistakes will be made.
Yeah. Yeah.
GameStop guy, he was being as respectful as possible. He knew he messed up. Okay, let's rewind this. Let's fix it. We'll make it better. Because of course, we want to respect everybody. But when you leave your female life and you go back into acting like a guy, like it's hard to take you serious. Now it's like, are we pretending?
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody can get mad, and I get that. Yeah. So there's just so much. This is such a tricky topic, right? Because we're human, and as we talk things out and as we say things, sometimes we say things wrong, and sometimes we're not going to communicate the best that we want to clear. Like at the end of the day, what I'm talking about is there are clearly people who fall in line with like like all right, sure, like you don't feel like you were born in the right body, and you're gonna go through all these steps, and you want to be called ma'am now, or you want to be
Mhm.
called sir now, or sure, I'll
Yeah,
call you that,
perfect.
whatever.
Just
Bio-
please
but
do 100%.
and let's be real here, like biologically, that doesn't change what you are.
Hmm.
Biology, like if we're talking chromosomes, XY, XX, that doesn't change. Now, if you want to identify as something else and even go on and make the transition and do all that shit and live that life, that's fine. Like I'll accept that. Like totally cool.
Hmm.
But what's weird, like in this scenario, for example, like why are you, like, surely to your point, you have to understand that you're living on the fringe of society.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you have to have some lenience with people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, have you heard of, like, dead naming?
No.
So when somebody transitions, and you call them by their old name. So
Okay.
so maybe they were Steve and now they're Samantha and you called
Uh-huh.
them Steve by accident.
Okay.
That's called dead naming. You can get canceled for that shit. Like today. Exact. And same thing here. It's like, dude, you clearly you're you're still a very big person, like a man. You know, you still have manly features. If you can't even honestly accept that, then you're just living in a delusion. And this person clearly made a mistake and was trying to be nice, and you're still flipping the fuck out. Like, where's your compassion now? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the person with the long hair, cause someone made a rap video about, I think, making fun of the person,
Really?
and then that person with the long hair made a rap video back. But
Now they're just trying to get attention.
but it was the most manliest video ever.
Really?
So what are we doing? Why are we pretending? If you want to be a like someone else, be someone else. Please
Yeah.
do 100%. Don't try to confuse the world and
Right.
then be mad that world is confused with what you're trying to be.
Yeah.
Like nobody has any
A lot.
problem with you doing what you want to do. But
Right.
clearly this is confusing. Can we address that it's confusing?
Yeah.
Can we all address it? Oh no, but you need to have a magic ball, magic crystal ball and just know what it is. Well, we all know that this is we all see like why is this confusing? Can we address it?
Right. Like, let's
And
just have an
you
honest
just made a
conversation.
rap video with like man voice just speaking and yelling and rapping and so again like you're confusing the rest of the world and then
Right.
you're trying to cancel the world who might not call you the way you want it.
Right.
It's- and
Strange
people still
times.
support it,
Yeah.
which is I mean don't get me wrong, it's a good thing to support, but when you're literally trying to confuse every single person around
Yeah.
you and be mad at them
Yes.
for being confused, it's like,
Listen, man.
wait,
I think we're all living an individual experience, and I'm not going to discredit anyone's experience. But what gets me is that this is a small subset of the population.
mhm,
You know, like I don't know how big the transgender community is,
I don't know.
or anything like that, but I assume it's not very big. It's not the majority. Let's
Mhm,
just say it's 1%.
mhm,
Okay, maybe it's a little bit more. Even if it was like 3%, I don't know if it's more than that. I guess I could
mhm,
see how large is. Either way, my point is this is a this is a minority population, and
mhm.
while I'm all for inclusion and acceptance and all that, because but now we're catering. Like, why are we catering
Yeah.
to that? To your point, it's like we can't even be honest. Like we're catering to the illusion, and
Mhm.
that's what's so crazy. I don't understand that. That's what confuses me the
Yeah.
most.
I remember when they made a thing where um, boys can, like, transgender boys can go join the girls team. I remember I was talking about it. And my point was like to save girl sports.
Mm-hmm.
To save girl sports. Keep girls playing with girls. Everybody right away was like, oh, Julius is transphobic. I'm like, we're talking about two different things. What are you talking about? It's like every single one of those, like, just like racism.
Mm-hmm.
People are so want to get points for looking good in society that they will call every single thing racism just to get some kind of points and exception. Like, look
Right.
at me.
It's
I'm
social
fighting
currency.
racism by calling you racist
Social
because you
justice
said
warriors.
two people looked alike. So I'm gonna drop some words on you, and
Right.
it's gonna make me look good person. And I almost feel like it's like, oh, I feel good because I'm doing something good,
Right.
but yet no, you're just fucking making everything worse.
Yeah.
So kind of like everybody was like, oh, Julius is now transgender. I'm like, I don't have nothing against them. I'm talking about keep it girl sports with girl sports,
Right.
and someone just thought they could maneuver their way into the topic to show how they accepting with everyone,
Right.
which is great, but you literally just made a dumb statement by saying something and jumping on a
Y-
topic where I want to save girl sports and keep girls with girls. Like, what place like in Olympics, the weightlifting
Yeah, that chick, she didn't even place, I don't think. She was like a man.
from Australia.
Was it Australia?
Yes,
Okay.
Australia, and
I don't think she even placed.
yeah, yeah, I don't think so, but
But she took a woman's spot,
she
which is
took a
not
woman's
fair.
spot, and but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to interview the girls that got um, ruined because of that situation.
Right.
Nobody wants to interview the athlete girls. Everybody's pushing them away because it's amazing how this dude came in and beat all the girls and took their spots.
Yeah.
Like, no, he just ruined a bunch of people's lives.
Yeah. Well, you're ignoring biology, right?
Yeah,
They're ignoring the fact that that is a boy or a man
yeah,
who's had testosterone running through their body at a much higher level
yeah.
than a girl or a woman.
Yeah, and he was trash weightlifting at first, like he was doing nothing, and now he literally took money because I assume, well, assuming, here we go, the person whose spot he took would have had a chance of gaining some money by going to Olympics representing Australia.
Hmm.
So now we're talking about like someone's paying bills and stuff, and like family and
You know, the time and years that
all
they
the
put into this,
right.
and you just last minute decided to do this thing.
And the people who support all that don't give a zero fucks about the females,
Yeah, about what's really fair.
about what's really fair.
Yeah.
They want it to be so fair that they destroy the whole fairness.
Right.
So it's like you care, but no, you made it worse. You made it much, much worse, and you continue making it much, much worse because you feel so bad about yourself or something. I don't know, dude. I'm fired up. It's like, it's like, do you feel bad about yourself that you need to go in every single thing and like,
You're like taking advantage is what you're doing.
yeah,
You're finding a way to cheat. I'm looking at this. It says that it says 0.7% of adults 18 to 24 and like half of a percent. So yeah, so like 1% of America.
yeah,
It's not very
yeah,
much. It's well actually it says oh that's Idaho. Yeah, so like it's not
yeah.
really a whole lot, man.
So
It's
it's
such
like,
a small percentage of
yeah,
population and whenever you start fucking over girls or just because like these boys or men can't compete like
yeah,
what is that like
yeah,
what are we doing girls are losing scholarships and shit they're losing they're not going to state and track one of the most awful things is in track I think because
oh, I was following that a
you see
lot.
a lot of boys who are switching over to being girls in track especially because they're just not as fast
Hmm.
and I don't think they really have to do much
Hmm.
else you know what I'm saying so it's just like what are we doing here it's so
Yep,
crazy all the girls who are being cheated
yep,
in sports.
yep, yep.
I'd be fired up too, bro.
And like, I'm more fired up about people who okay with it and who
Hmm.
support it. Which, yes, again, there are some exceptions. Like, there's exceptions to everything. But when you look at the general thing, like, it's almost like, yeah, like people like they just want to look so good in society. Like, oh, I'm gonna call racism on everything.
Hmm.
That you're actually just making more racism by calling
Right.
everything racism. And same thing with like
Like
this as well. It's like
sexism.
I'm gonna accept this. I'm gonna support this and
Yes.
be so accepting. Look at me, look at me. I'm accepting it. But no, you literally supporting destroying female
Yeah.
sports like the Australian girl.
Yep.
Her spot got taken, her income got taken. She can't perform for her country. So now she probably needs to find new job. I'm sure she's still lifting, but again, her opportunity got taken away.
Right.
And but yet we don't want to address that because I rather show how good of a person I am, and I'm gonna support something that's
Right.
not that okay.
Yeah. It sounds like ultimately we're just ignoring like the hard conversations and like the reality of many situations. We're just in the name of being so accepting, we're making things worse.
So much worse. But yet it's it makes me feel so good because like that it is it got such a that whole acceptance thing have such a big foot in our lives right now
Hmm.
that some people notice I guess how to say it they like I said a few times they like try to look like such a good person
Hmm.
I call out racism. Oh,
Social justice
some
warriors.
social justice warrior. They they so quick to do that that and it's becoming such a strong energy around that that the energy to point out that wait a minute you actually do making things worse, that energy is such a smaller that like again cancel culture, we
Yeah.
can argue with it, we can point out all the bad things in it, but the cancel culture has such a like strong foot in it and like the feelings and social justice that it's like a new trend, like they're gonna overpower like the real facts and
Like
real
what's
conversations. Like if you're destroying women's sports, we're destroying women's sports. Oh no, you said it. You transgender now. We're supposed to
right.
do something else. It's like wait, what? Like we,
Yeah.
I'm trying to acknowledge like the good thing. We're trying to be accepting, but you literally went to girl side to destroy the girl side
Yeah.
so you could do something better. Let's talk about that a
Yeah.
little bit. No,
Right.
no, no, we can't. We
We
can't.
get
We can't. We can't talk about it. You're a horrible person for trying to talk about it. We need to support this. Well, I am supporting. I'm supporting what's right,
yeah,
not what like
dude.
you trying to do.
Have you read 1984? It's by George Orwell. Have you heard of it? It's a fiction book, but it's so relevant to today's times. It's so crazy, but it's there's a concept in there. Basically, what we're talking about. It's like double speak.
They got no pictures.
There's no pictures in there, but it's so crazy, man. Just the whole idea of that book and how relative it is, and that it's like to your point, like clearly you kind of see this thing, but for whatever reason, no one's talking about it.
I
It's interesting
I
stuff.
saw Joe Rogan post it. It's funny. Joe Rogan followed me after my last fight.
Did he really?
Yes,
Dude, that is
that
sick.
is cool. My
That
brother
is
told me.
cool
I had no
shit.
idea. I mean, because I had like just a few extra followers,
Oh yeah.
and my brother was like, "Dude, you got." I think or Nico or my brother said like, "You got getting followed by Joe Rogan." I was like, "What?" I looked at it. I was like, "All right, cool. I'll
Whoa.
follow you back."
Dude, oh my God. Yeah, bro, you need to like tap in on that Instagram and get to his ass because he's seeing your feed, bro.
Yeah. So this my friend was like, "Yeah, I'll follow you back now."
I guess now I'll do it now.
Yeah, and so yeah, I think yesterday or 2 days ago he posted, which is funny, but yet so very true at which direction we're going, and everybody knows this is the direction we're going towards, but all the social justice warriors, they pushing towards that direction, but the whole world knows that's where we're going. And he posted something within the lines of like, "This is year so and so.
Oh,
Your opinion is illegal," and I'm like the
right.
last straight male left on the
This
world,
is my
and it was
tale.
some kind of like a movie type
Yeah,
of
like an
thing.
apocalypse type of
Yeah,
thing. I saw that.
I was like, that's kind of true. Like, yeah, media is not real. We established that pretty hard, but yet we somehow, for some reason, we still believe in it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to stay positive as we move forward.
Yes.
The world, dude,
That's gonna get taken away too. They're gonna find some kind of trick.
to make it
I
illegal.
made my Facebook has been so um I gave my Facebook limit. I went on the settings. I did 30-minute a day limit
Oh, smart.
because it's writing people's lives. It's
Yes.
like I would just dwell on it. I would see people arguing and I'm like, how does this work? Like why is our world heading towards this weird direction of pretending and not realizing what's really happening, and people are arguing. I see the division and how like the media again is causing the division. People just they tipping to one of the two sides
Right.
when it comes to arguments. I guess if there was no Facebook, then everybody would get along,
More so. I
or
think
like
so.
media, like or news, more people would get along. But it's like so down to the science that you have to tip over one way or the other. And yeah, that's dividing people, and I guess it's less work for government
Yeah.
for whatever next thing they're gonna plan to
Dude,
do.
yeah, I think the lesson is put down the phone and like go talk to your neighbor because like when you're not on that thing and you're just out in the world, there's a whole lot less fighting than what's going on your phone. It's like, man, we're all still just people. Let's have a conversation.
Dude, I would recommend it. I mean, I was doing good at first. Excuse me. I was doing good at first, and I was like, okay, check a little bit right now, just see what's happening. Save some minutes for later when you make a post, when you share, and that would be it. and it was amazing. Like it was amazing not to look at the phone.
Yeah.
Instagram, there isn't much drama. There is still BS and wrong influencing and like just pretty much ruins people's lives because every single thing you think is like perfect.
Right.
So I probably should get on the Instagram too and just kind of limit the time. But I was doing good at first with the Facebook thing, limiting the time.
Facebook's much more toxic in my opinion.
Way more toxic. And but then eventually it's like, all right, time runs out, and then you can do like, okay, do for one more minute, okay, 15 more minutes. So eventually, like, I started doing that back again, but the setting where you just do like, okay, 30 minutes or whatever, like you do feel better, and
Yeah.
it does help you like think, like shrink the time, shrink the time, shrink the time. So now that since we're talking about it, I'm gonna go back to it. Cause dude, it's garbage. I don't need it, and I feel like soon it's gonna become mandatory.
Yeah, I'm
Like
really I
like I'm
don't
not saying like anytime soon, but every single thing, like phones, everybody assumes you have a phone.
mm,
Everybody assumes you have an iPhone. How many things, like almost every single thing you can do with the iPhone, tickets, plane tickets, this and that. Like if they would get rid of like actual ticket, like you can't fly unless you have your phone. Like phones are so part of our lives, and you everything is involved with your phone, that soon it's almost gonna be like well, you can't do this or that if you don't have it.
I'm scared.
Like soon you're not gonna be able to do this or that if you don't have it.
Dude, yeah, we're getting there, man. Like, are you familiar with like the metaverse? You're
Yes,
seeing, dude.
that's gonna be the next thing.
Yeah, dude, we're going to a digital world. It really scares me. Like our generation, we're still very much, we like to deal with people, but as
Right.
like these other generations come up and they grow up with this technology and they're just much more accepting of it.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what's gonna happen. It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. And the for example, like since right now all the phones is um it's kind of like a must almost.
Hmm.
And then I mean, but it was cool progression, but maybe it's just because we're getting older, it gets scarier while the younger generation just doesn't see anything scary. It's
Yeah.
just like a normal thing. We grew up and the phones were already here. While for us, we see like the path that it might go to, and I can like imagine like with the Elon Musk when he was like people. I don't know how much is true, but I guess maybe I saw some memes, some like few dumb articles on Facebook, whatever, of him like trying to do the thing in your brain where you can like almost like a phone but in your brain.
Yeah, he's talking about that. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, he's trying to like insert like he's directly connected to your brain, so where essentially you don't even need words to speak. You can
Right.
just send thoughts.
Right. So, I mean, it sounds cool, amazing. It's like shit, it will make everything so much easier. But eventually that's going to become a new phone.
Hmm.
Eventually that will become new phone, and eventually what if it does become a requirement? Like, oh, because we need to listen what you talk because it's for everyone's safety. Like, sure, maybe I'm stretching it for sure, but
But are
it
you?
is gonna become a normal thing for people to have things in their heads. Oh, you stupid conspiracy theorist. Okay, well let's create that thing right now. People gonna talk how easy and cool it is, which it will be.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be amazing, awesome, easy thing, and you can do so many things, blah blah blah. Then everyone's gonna start getting it. Everyone's gonna start getting it. Then once everybody has it, okay, since everybody has it, let's make it a little bit more established. Just like we established the phones, like, okay, you go to the ticket counter, you can scan your phone, you can do this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do the phone, like some things you can't do without the phone. So it's a scary, slippery slope
Mm-hmm.
that is just kind of like matter of time, then rather than just if it's even gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's more just like time than anything. Because I mean, that thing in your brain does sound cool. Like how many things is gonna make easy? Like that universe, the Facebook thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna go on it.
Yeah. I mean, you see these Oculus headsets.
Yeah.
They're everywhere now, and they're just getting cheaper and cheaper,
Hmm.
and then it's just gonna progress from there. And man, it scares me to think about actually like physically like melding myself, like putting something in my brain,
Hmm.
like mixing the technologies of like your biology with your technology. That scares the shit out of me. But this
Hmm.
seems to be where we're headed.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't have any doubt that Elon Musk is gonna make that happen.
probably. But with Facebook is changing his name.
Yeah, Meta.
When are they doing that?
I think they've already. I think it's in the transition. Like you already start. You're starting to see Meta on different things already.
I already can imagine the people who just try to get like correct with words and like social justice, whatever. I'm just gonna be most people gonna be talking about just it's still Facebook. I'm sorry, it's not Meta, it's Facebook,
It's gonna be Facebook for a
and
long time.
everyone's gonna be like, no, it's Meta, it's different thing. How dare you saying this and that? It's not the same. But
Company begins trading under stock. Oh, so they start trading yesterday under the metaverse. So it's got to be coming soon. The name
yeah,
change will announce. Jesus Christ, up.
yeah. I mean, I'm on since we on Facebook for so long, and like the whole world is there. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll put on the goggles. I'll sit here, and I'll just go do some trading. I'll meet some people through virtual reality. I mean, they did talk that there's gonna be like jobs and stuff available through that.
Dude, the whole talk is like the next wave is virtual real estate. Like you're gonna be able to like it's gonna
Yeah.
be a world. You can own real estate in there. You're hearing about like NFTs, which is just it's like virtual artwork. People are buying pieces of artwork, which is gonna be in the fucking metaverse and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. I was talking to somebody yesterday. His name's Chris Grimes, and he plays. You play Pokemon Go?
No.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about? The game Pokemon
Yeah.
Go on your phone, dude. These people have been walking around with their phone collecting Pokemon and shit, and pretty soon they're gonna be able to battle these Pokemon in the metaverse. Think about that. Like you're gonna have all these Pokemon that you just fucking collected. You're gonna throw on the headset, and then now you're gonna be able to like battle Pokemon probably.
And how cool is that?
That's
Like
cool as shit.
that's cool.
I just downloaded Pokemon Go last night for that reason. To be honest with you, like I'm,
Oh shit.
dude, I love Pokemon. I like that shit as a kid. I don't
Yeah.
really do a whole lot of video games because they take a lot of time. But I'm like, I see where this is going, and I'm here for it. Like I want to be a Pokemon trainer.
But now, since we are gonna go, is gonna get comfortable going to that virtual world, and like, we're like, what's the step after that? Because I assume not everyone's gonna be doing that, because there's gonna have to be still truck drivers and people
Hmm.
preparing food, like essential stuff like that's still gonna have to be happening. So, like, what's the percentage of people gonna like fade into the virtual reality and get money from there
Hmm.
versus doing this normal thing? Um,
I don't know if you
because
look
I
at.
feel everyone's gonna,
I think we're gonna have a lot of people in it because if you
a
look at the
lot
amount of people now who don't do
like
anything,
work from home, especially right now
yeah,
because of COVID.
or work,
Everybody like got
or
excited working from home. I don't want to go to work.
or just aren't physically in shape and don't do physical stuff. They just sit here and they watch TV.
Oh,
They're on their phone all day. They're just, maybe they do go to work, but then they come home. It's like, okay, maybe you go to work at McDonald's, but then you come home and you plug right the fuck in, which is what people are doing anyway.
hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, shit, man. Who knows? Who knows? The more I see it happening, the more I just kind of want to get some property out in the middle of nowhere and
Yes.
just unplug and just not be around people.
Have you seen the it was some kind of TV show. I forgot what it was called, but I think China or yeah, I think China already is kind of doing that thing. It was a TV show. It was one episode. Um, Everybody has their phones, me and you talking. And since I'm gonna leave this podcast, I'm gonna pull up my phone. I'm gonna pull up your profile. I'm gonna give you 5 stars because we had a great conversation.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's
You-
on. There's a show, Black Mirror. Have you seen the show?
Is that the one with like the wedding and the girl and like she
Yes.
was getting upset that people would like rate her bad and
There's a social rating and there's a social currency, and I think they are implementing that in China.
how messed up is that? Like you go buy a drink and at the store and it's like, oh, you bought a drink. We saw you on camera. Few points off,
Yeah, because for whatever reason, just some arbitrary thing.
and everyone's gonna be fake.
Yeah, well, you're seeing it now already. Like if you Uber anywhere, for example, the driver can also rate you as a rider.
Oh shit.
And if you're right, yeah. So if you have a bad enough rating, drivers probably won't fucking pick you up or something. And some of the drivers are rating whether or not if you tip them or not. So if you don't tip them, then they're not going to give you a 5-star rating.
It's funny because now, as we say, when like talk all this like craziness, I already see the people who said like, oh, all you guys are stupid conspiracy theorists who said vaccines will be mandatory. They will never be, and now they support it, and they won't even admit that they were wrong. Fucking pieces of shit. And now, right now, since we're talking about that, yes, in United States, eventually we're gonna be rating each other, and we're gonna be
Hmm.
so fake to each other, and we're just gonna be like, ah, look at me, I called racism. Please give me a good positive rating.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be fake as shit,
Yep.
and those same people are calling me conspiracy theorist
Yeah.
right now, stupid conspiracy theorists. When this is gonna happen, they're not gonna acknowledge that they were wrong. They're gonna jump full in it. They're gonna try to take the full advantage of it,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be supporting it 100%. And I'll be like, wow, you've been the fakest human being for the rest of your life. Fuck you.
No off. You know this? I just looked. So the CIA created the term conspiracy theorist in 1967.
Why was that?
So let's just see what this says. It was basically just to discredit people is really what it was. Let's see what this says. Oh, this is a whole article. One of the reasons for providing this important documentation and commentary. Hold on, this is the editor's preamble. It says in 1967, the CIA created the label conspiracy theorist to attack anyone who challenges the official narrative. Yeah, it used to be accepted as normal democracy and free market capitalism were founded on conspiracy theories. Yeah, so yeah, it's not even so. It says it's specifically in April of '67, the CIA wrote a dispatch which coined the term conspiracy theories and recommended methods of discrediting such theories. Dispatch it says the dispatch was marked psych, short for psychological operations or disinformation, and CS for the CIA's clandestine service unit. The dispatch was produced in response to a Freedom of Information Act request by the New York Times in '67 or in '76 rather.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the CIA created this whole term as a way to handle people who were
Questioning,
rebellious.
yeah.
Yeah, questioning and rebellious, and it's a tactic. And it's so widely accepted now as like, oh, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but all conspiracy being a conspiracy theorist is just like rationally thinking and questioning.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all it is. Yeah,
It's
and
like
because I mean, it does come true quite a bunch.
oftentimes
Oftentimes,
yeah, it's you know what I wonder if when we think of conspiracy theorists, we automatically, at least in my mind, always go to like Bigfoot and UFOs and like all in which UFOs have been proven true. It's like these really far out
yeah,
things. Like that's where your mind goes to. And I wonder if
right.
was that by design, so that way now we automatically apply it to things that are like rational.
Yeah,
Like, hey man, I don't know if you noticed this, but history would say that if we allow people to take freedoms, they're going to keep taking freedoms.
yeah.
Oh no, you're just a conspiracy
Right. Yeah.
theorist.
It's like,
What? Okay,
what?
what do you mean? I'm just saying like, this is what I see in history. Things tend to repeat themselves. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is. Yeah. I think it is
Yeah.
because I mean, with time, we better with psychology and how attacking people. So that's what I'm saying. Like right now, the war is. I was thinking of Infowars. Like he got it good. Cause yeah, like right now,
Alex Jones.
what's our main thing is TVs and news. So they got it down to science how to trick us with
Yeah.
like thinking something, and like again, half the United States think something and they swear by it. Um, but yeah, the conspiracy theory, like yeah, government. When was the last thing government did something good for people?
Yeah.
So of course we're gonna keep questioning it. Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
You know, the government and politicians can be crooked in TV and movies, and we accept it. But whenever we think about it in real life, for some reason, that's not true. What are you talking about? Like, of
I
course they are.
I always say you can't have such thing as like good people in power ever. You
Hmm.
will never ever ever have good people in power. Maybe you'll have one or two. Because for example, if you're a good person, you're gonna try to get in power by following the rules and doing the right thing. If I'm the bad guy, I'm gonna pay people off. I'm gonna do this. I
Hmm.
have way more variety to get to power. And if I and I most likely don't have um good intentions when I get to power. I just want to be
Like
in
the kind of
power.
person that wants that job is
I,
probably not a good person.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there is good people who want to do good for the world,
Hmm.
but sorry, you're not part of the club. You're gonna weed it out. Like if for example, you want to change the world and you somehow got into one of the offices, like up top, top, top,
Yeah.
I'm, they're gonna be like, all right, Adam, like, we like what you're doing. You cool, like, but this is how we do things. So just you can stay, do your thing. We won't bother you, but don't bother us either. Like, we're just gonna
Yeah.
run things how it is. And there's so many like already bad people up top that I'm sorry, like you can't change it. It's already a club.
They will
It's
kill you.
done. They'll kill you. They'll get rid of you.
JFK.
Good.
I'm convinced
So
that
it's
the
like
government
good
killed
good
him.
luck having a good person trying to go in there and like fix it. I'm sure there are, because I'm sure they're not killing people left and right. No, like, but if you went there, they would just be like, all right, like, good job, Adam. If you would try to expose it, someone would come up to you, Adam, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and you'll be like, fuck, like these dudes like would come after my family, this and that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll stay away from it.
Yeah.
So like, you can't have good people in power because like again, you're gonna try to get there fairly, while everyone else is gonna have like 10 times more different ways to get there
Well, and once you're in a position
and stay there.
yeah, when you're in a position of power, of any sort of power, you're going to do whatever you can to maintain it. You're going to put systems into place for self-preservation.
Right,
Like self-preservation is just natural.
right. And I'm sorry, there's there's nothing stopping me from doing an execution or putting you out because I can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then
you can't. You're a good guy. You'll behave. So
yeah.
back to conspiracy theories. What's your favorite one?
My favorite one, I don't know about
I bounce around. I like flat Earth. I like. I'm not saying Earth is flat for the record, uh, but I like it because well, I like a lot of them because it's cool. It's like a movie. It's like a story. It's like, ooh, let's see.
Yeah,
Ooh,
aliens are
what
my favorite.
I was looking at the flat Earth for a long time just because I liked how what people came up with to try to point out and like the stories of like the ice
Are the lizard people
walls.
attached to that?
I'm sure that
Attached to flat Earth? I don't know if they are or not.
I don't think. I'm sure
Okay.
there's people who are attaching it, but I
Mm.
don't think.
But those are separate. Lizard people living in the center of the.
Yeah, that's definitely a different topic.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there is some people who would tie the flat Earth and the lizard people.
Well, I guess you can't have lizard people living in the center of the Earth if it's flat, can you?
Right. So kind of like doesn't really.
Those don't
But it's
jive.
like, how flat is a is it really flat? Maybe it's just kind of like all messed up, like all jacked up frisbee, or like if you scoop up dirt with the frisbee, it's like kind of like a mountain. And so it's
Mm.
like who knows? So it's like I always was like researching and looking up what people come up with, like what do they think it
Yeah.
is? Because it's cool. It's like a story. I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I like jump in and believe in it, but it's interesting to like what people come up with, and it almost becomes like a little movie,
It's like
a little
fun.
fantasy thing.
Yeah.
Um, what was the other one? I like cartoon conspiracy theories.
Cartoon conspiracy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like Rick and Morty or different things, or like what? Like when they
What was
create whole conspiracies about a
the
situation.
what was that? Was it Scooby Doo? Is that one of the?
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, is that with the dog and how they go and like they?
Yep.
It's all scary. Cause
Hmm.
yeah, that one. I didn't think of it. Apparently, that one is post-apocalyptic because you don't ever see like society or yeah,
Uh,
you don't ever see society. All you see is just
it
this
weren't.
group random people going somewhere on like a castle, and the bad guy is always some kind of famous person. So they say it's like they say it's like
Yes.
post-apocalyptic,
Yes.
and the government crashed, everybody lost their money, and like the
Yes.
rich people just try to hold on to whatever they still have left.
Have you seen, that show, the cartoon show, Rugrats?
No,
It's like it was on Nickelodeon. It was about like four babies. It was like a bunch of little babies, and so I think it's like four babies, and they have like a little like a cousin. One of the babies has a cousin who's maybe like two or three. I don't know, just like a little bit older
yeah,
than the babies. Her name's Angelica, and there was a theory that like Angelica was really like an only child, and she was like schizophrenic or some shit and was like just super alone all the time, so that she actually hallucinated like the four babies, and the whole time like the four babies aren't there. It's really just like Angelica by herself. So like a weird conspiracy.
Pokemon guy was the same thing. They think
Oh,
the guy, I guess in the first episode or something, he went to the hospital. So all the Pokemons, everything is just in his imagination. He's still in coma.
oh shit! He's just in a coma, so
The-
Ash isn't real. He's
yeah,
not really.
because what was it? Throughout every episode, you can't ever see someone. I never really watched Pokemon, so I could be wrong. I think someone, 'cause, I mean, I got this all from YouTube. I mean, it's fun. I don't care how correct it is. Um, but can't, this, I don't, I could be wrong. I probably am. They said like he never sees like adults.
Yeah, it's always just kids around.
It's always just
You
kids.
never see adults anywhere in that world.
One on the trippier cartoon conspiracy theories is with the SpongeBob.
I think I've heard it, but I don't know it. What is it?
It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Bikini Bottom,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So all the fish, everybody, they all talk. They all like live in the houses, and it's called Bikini Bottom. And I forgot something else. Da da da. But that where I guess they did the nuclear experiments,
Okay.
dropping bombs. On YouTube, I don't know if it's true or not, but on YouTube they said where United States or whoever people did bombings on the ocean or whatever, that it was also called Bikini Bottom.
Oh, and that's what.
So all the radiation apparently messed up all the fish, all everybody, and made them mutate. So like SpongeBob and all them is just like mutated from all the radiation and all
Yeah.
the
So
experiments.
this says SpongeBob represents the waste and pollution that is made in the world, and as global warming theory. Oh, this is a different one. This is that one's connected
Because
to
yeah, each one has like different ones, but I
yeah
like the Bikini Bottom and like the bombs and
the
the
bombs.
waste and
Oh, nuclear. Yeah, is a new Bikini Bottom is a nuclear test site. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. That is so funny. Yeah, dude. Who has time to think of this shit?
I mean, yeah,
Somebody thought
it's
of it. Somebody
somebody.
thought of it. I'm not mad at
I
them.
mean, yeah, somebody was probably just smoking a little bit and like, huh,
That's so funny.
wait a minute,
That's funny.
like this is something different.
Good shit. Dude, Julius, guess how long we've been talking?
No idea.
It's been almost 3 hours.
Are you kidding me?
Bro, time's flying.
Holy shit.
I know, man. I didn't anticipate it going, but here we are. I planned for 2, we went for 3. Um, this has been a rad time.
I know this was good. This
That's
was
right.
good. We'll do. We need to do one day where we just, well, probably regret it, but a day where we just, all right, let's see how far we can go. But probably nobody would listen to that.
all the way deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, tell the people how they can check you out. Is there anything you want to leave the people with, where they can, social media or anything like that?
Instagram, Facebook. I guess eventually it's like all the friend requests. It's like, dude, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like get away from Facebook.
Yeah. So Instagram's the spot to check you out.
Yeah, Facebook is definitely the spot. I mean, sure, go on Facebook, share my stuff. Yeah, but it's definitely it's starting to get weird of like friend request. It's like I don't know you. Like what?
Yeah. You have an athlete page, don't you?
I do.
Go like the athlete page.
Go like the athlete page. I usually do all my posting there, and I don't. Yeah, if I post something on my normal one, it's usually possibly not fight related.
Yeah.
But yeah, all my Instagram stuff go on the fighter page, and then I usually just share it. So yeah, I would say just do Instagram, Julius Anglickas. Simple. I'm sure the name will be written in the podcast somewhere.
Yeah. It'll be in the notes too.
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know how that works. Plus, I don't know. I'm bad at writing. I always felt like Twitter is almost. You know how sometimes on Facebook you see the people who just consistently every 5 minutes just say whatever is on their mind, and it's like, okay, dude, shut up. Like
That's Twitter.
That's how I see Twitter. So it's like since I don't go on Facebook just to write stuff, I feel like Twitter is like pointless for me. It's like, what do I do? Can I put pictures on here? Can I just use it as a separate Instagram?
Yeah. It's not really my jam. I feel like I'm just yelling into an empty room.
Right.
I'm just like, you just say something and just put it out there, and maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't. I don't. But it's It's
Twitter.
not my jam.
No. So yeah, Instagram is
Instagram's
simple,
where it's
easy.
at.
You see a picture, proves the point. You read the small thing at the bottom explaining it. Done.
I like it too.
That's the best.
Julius, my man, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Bye.